his keynote speech. Like, he spent some time in the keynote speech talking about, oh, like, you know, you guys all know what it's like when news articles write fake stories about your company, just ignore it. And I'm like, I think you could have made a much stronger case here. His keynote was also very short, which I think, you know, allowed it to be a lot tighter than last year's, which was very, you know, meandering and often off topic. But again, this one tight, but also kind of off topic. So yeah, I think it's a little bit unfortunate. While we know Alex Karp is very aware of the tensions, and I do think this timing was strategic. I think it's a tough, I think it's tough, like, because, you know, it's maybe a situation where you don't even really want to be seen like you're capitalizing on these tensions. And then I think the second point that has to be made here is that, you know, as Sharif and Joe were saying, it's also led to a lot of controversy for Palantir for being involved in this industry. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to kind of see how this all shakes out for PLTR. Right now, though, I don't think the market is super excited about this, or they don't care.
But Chidera, all right, Neil's back. So let's, got you there, Assassino. All right, back, guys.
One last thing before we step in. We got a super chat here. Meta puts this afternoon. I mean, if they're relatively cheap, yeah, it is a big move, 4%. Let's pull up META here quick. I mean, don't expect too much. We're already been down. The trend has been steady down into the right, so keep that in mind. How much lower can you go on today's session? Looks like it might find somewhat of a bottom, but if this blows out the 609 mark, look for maybe a little bit more continuation. It is Friday. Who knows if they want to sell or maybe just go and relax for the weekend, considering the week that we've had.
All right, bro. Ready for the weekend?
Oh, am I ever? Yeah, I know, nothing planned, man. I'm actually going to go watch my boys play hockey tonight.
Okay.
Right, because I haven't been around the ring since my knee and stuff like that, so I'm looking forward to that. And then it's just gym, really.
Chirp them from the stands?
Yeah, no, I'm going on the bench. I'll be on the bench, right? So with that being said, yeah, I'll go and see what they're up to and say what up to a bunch of guys I haven't seen in a couple of months.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, man.
It's good look. All right. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Stay safe. See everybody bright and early on Monday. We're live 8 a.m. now for all the newer viewers anyway. I'll be at the big desk shortly, but the big kahuna is Obi and Sean. They're that away.
Welcome, everybody. Yeah, welcome to the afternoon show. There it goes. It got fixed. There was Neil before. Yeah. Now it's Obi. Not to excite everybody. Obi is here. Yes. Neil will be back Monday.
He tripped me out for a second too. He's like, Neil's back. I'm like, where? Yeah, you know. No, solid. It's been good, and hopefully Neil's been having. I'm sure Neil's been having a great time in sunny Florida there, and not so sunny out here.
No, I just looked out. The snow
has go out?
Dissipated a little bit.
Okay, but it was. I looked out the window.
Nice coffee there, and it was a little.
There was like a lot of flurries. So
it's gorgeous. I was actually talking to Marissa, and I was like, it's so gorgeous outside, but the wet. I mean, it's just like when the snow falls, it's real. Like if you're inside and you have no reason to go outside, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
here right now in lovely Toronto, Ontario. But no, it's a little doom and gloomy out there. I'll be spending similarly as Joe's a couple nights in the rink here this weekend, and yeah, pretty easy, laid back. When I go to the parents' place on Sunday, grab some dinner there. It's been a minute since we've checked in with them, and yeah, just exhausting week. I feel like, man, it's been a busy one, that's for sure, and lots to trade, always to trade. That's the one thing about this job, you know, you never know. Yeah, you never know where your bread's so to speak going to be buttered, and yeah, definitely good feelings here today on the market.
Wait, that's not the case for. So I know a lot of people who are just you know, just chilling on the sidelines, which also makes sense. It's like you know, if you don't really have playbooks or strategies for this kind of market, exactly. You want to just hang out, chill.
So if you're looking at
maybe
oil
study the market as well. Like, you know, develop some new playbooks. That's always a thing, right? But yeah, here we go. There's a little bit of a crackdown here on HIMS. I did get a little bit involved earlier.
There's our positions.
And yeah, I started getting out of it, and then now it's starting to show a little bit here. So yeah, I did get involved with it a little bit late, you know, a little bit of a late scalp. I should be short at VWAP, obviously. Not obviously, but like in retrospect, it makes a lot more, it's a lot more clear, right? But yeah, no, yesterday, all day selling yesterday was pretty solid, and I kind of beat myself up a little bit for not getting involved. But today I was watching it. I've been watching it along with USO here, but HIMS. yesterday was quite the sell-off here. Where did it go? Right there, boom, right there, opening with a strong flush coming into the end of the day as well for a nice continuation for a secondary leg. Yeah, no, pretty solid, solid move here on HIMS as we pull down even lower. So these were some of the levels that I marked in. 2320s is the next level I have marked, again, from day one, I think. Yeah, day one, there was that end of day kind of pop there. So don't know if that's going to potentially come into fruition, but we are getting relatively close to it right now, back down into the 2320s. But yeah, today, just had to kind of be patient for all this chop, and then this lower high at VWAP. VWAP continuation, that's a playbook that I need to be working on, because especially in a market that's like trending so aggressively, yeah, sure, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a little bit choppy, but you know, if I can sit on my hands and wait for that chop to kind of dissipate, and then look for the clarity on the chart when it does come in, because you know, you can get, there's a lot of different places to execute that I'm seeing here. Just for the continuation trade, you can use prior day's close as a reference price as well. We tried to push into this consolidation low as well off of this spike into 2480s, and look at that. After that kind of shows you that sellers are back in charge. VWAP continuation, lower high, and then I saw it down here. I actually saw it on this consolidation above what I think was a bit of a level, 23 halves right there. So I was just like, all right, cool. I'm just going to take a quick little scalp, you know, size in aggressively. It's doing a very tight kind of a consolidation. So I'm like, I can risk like 10 pennies and try to get a few more, like 20 out of it for a quick 2-to-1, right? It's a quick little scalp. But, you know, that's what I get for participating so late into the fade. It's just like, I can't expect more than 20, 30 pennies, but it's been giving you, it came all the way from 2420s. This is where I should be really involved on the VWAP hold, and that's about $1 down from that on a name like HIMS. But you know, if you have the patience to hold something like this, then yeah, it's definitely something to consider. But yeah, I see that you've been still holding on. You've been having that patience with the TQs. So, you know,
I reloaded it at the 50-period moving average right there. We're still short it. We were long. I mean, this is what we're just talking a little bit in the chat there. Like, this is what traders kind of look for, right? And you just mentioned, and I wanted to say, when we're talking about like sitting on your hands, you said something about sitting on your hands. You don't need to trade 24/7. You know, like I think that, because someone in the chat there was like, yo, you know, a lot of these traders are just sitting around not doing anything. If you don't see anything, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. And the reason why I say that is I've only traded really one name today, and that's the futures. I gave a shot on NVIDIA, right? And you know, especially the guys on the midday, it's tough to sit there and make those kind of moves all the time. You need to have some volume, and you need to see the trade. You know, like, for example, like I know Joe and Sharif are, you know, awesome traders. Obi's a great trader. Like, we're all here trying to trade and do what's happening. But it's a difficult business, and sometimes you find the one you're looking for, and sometimes you don't. So, yeah, so that's just, I just wanted to say that. Like, it's not, you know, I sit here and get lumped up all the time, you know, and it's just like trying to figure out what's best. And to your point, and to what we were talking about before, sometimes it's just about sitting here and watching the chart and then trying to figure out what that next trade is. You know, it's not like, oh my God, I'm watching a chart here and I'm trying to figure out where we're going. It's like you can input stuff into these large language models. You can put it on the charts. You can watch YouTube videos, try to figure out like what other traders are doing as well. Obviously talk to us and, you know, continue to ask questions. And U.S. has sent a sizable Marine Corps now to the U.S. So, sorry, to Iran there. So, okay. Things are starting to get a little spicy here. But yeah, I just want to say, everything all right, Sharif? Oh, okay, yeah. No. I don't, I was going to hear what I said. I think it was naval there. I don't think it was. I think it was more Navy into the Middle East there. So I don't want to scare anybody. And as soon as the news comes, I don't want to misread anything. So if I see it on the note here, I'll let everybody know. Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? Lemon family. I'm finding the one you love. He's talking about my wife. Yeah, no, look, I think I spend a lot of time. I talked to Marissa probably 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3 times. Like, I call her before I get in, obviously, and then I call her right after I'm going to the gym, then I call her when I'm done the gym, and I call her right when I go back on the air, just for something to do and talk to her. I'm a little bit of a maniac that way. Yeah, no, look, I mean, everybody trades for their own individual reasons is sort of what I'm getting at here when I was talking about that. And it's like, if you just want to throw trades to the wind, that's one strategy. Yeah. You know, do it on less shares, do it in a sim mode or something like that to try to get it figured out. But when, you know, you have on, you know, it's nice enough to have 4 professional traders, you know, that you guys get to watch every single day. And, you know, we really enjoy being here, love teaching everybody the methods that we have and some of the mentality that goes along with day trading. It's not always
learning along the way, man. I'm still like,
oh yeah,
the market stays humbling me.
How many? I was gonna say 6 years. I don't know if it's been that long.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been that long. I think it's like 4.
COVID-ish?
No, I came way after COVID.
Right. Okay, that's what I was saying. COVID.
Yeah.
COVID's a happy 6 year
I was trading by myself at home during COVID.
Right. No. Happy again. Marissa mentioned me today. I think today is officially like the 6th anniversary of COVID, like when the CDC or something like that shut everybody down. I think it was around now, right? Early March of 2020. So wow, like I can't even remember. I remember coming into work and the streets were like, there's nobody, like we were literally the only ones on the street. And I remember at that time we had to have little sheets from our lawyer that was like justifying why we're coming into work and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, just in case like we got stopped and everything. Like what a wild time that was. Like
crazy.
People in Florida or Texas or maybe where it was a little more lax. I'm sure there's many other spots too. It was pretty like, I feel like in Canada, we're just trying to be like law abiding. Like it was really quiet. Like I didn't see anybody out, man. Like everybody was masking up and it was just wild. And then I remember I went to live, Fontainebleau in Miami.
Yeah.
And I remember we got off the plane and everything. We had our masks on, obviously. Yeah. We got into the Uber. I was with my family. We had our masks on. As soon as we got out of the cab, or the Uber at the hotel, ain't nobody wearing a mask. like everybody at that hotel was just like, man, straight COVID, whatever, boy. And everyone was masks off. I didn't see one person at Fontainebleau there wearing a mask. And that was like, all right, you know, these maybe are my people here. Because we had a great vacation then. And that was what it was all about, so. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a Canadian thing, but people were locked down. Here, I'm sure Joe was probably trading from home during COVID.
People love following the rules.
Oh, he wasn't even trading at the time. Okay, so there you go. So there you go again. So there's another thing. So Joe started trading in 22.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, to become a professional of anything, you don't want to be a lawyer. You want to be oh God, and I'm going to have a rant here.
No,
maybe I should just go back over.
No, they need to hear this.
No. But I was just going to say, like, if you want to become a teacher, like an accountant, anything professional, law, whatever you want to become, you got to be a law clerk. You got to go through all the schooling. You know, the schooling alone is 4 or 5 years. Then you got to understudy, and you got to do no matter what you're doing. You know, so to sit here and say, like, I'm a professional trader, to me, a professional trader would mean that you make enough money that it's your living. That's like what a professional does, right? So I think that if you're going to put in, Joe said he's 4 years in the game. Yep. You know, to even be profitable, 4 years into the game is a bang moment for me, And I think that it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. If you're gonna be professional at something and you all of a sudden want this to be your job, you're not just gonna pick up a YouTube channel and watch videos for an hour a day and all of a sudden like know how to trade. Like this is gonna be something that, you're gonna have to stick with it. Grind it out. I mean, it's a grind, right? I mean, how many times, those of you watching, I don't know if any doctors are watching or anything like that, but how many hours of study do you put in? Yeah. How many hours of practice do you put in, with patience and understudying and all of that kind of stuff, right? So to become a trader, it's not only does it mess around with your mind because you don't get paid every day.
No, exactly. And a lot of people can't take that.
And then a family, let alone running a family, let alone all of this. So that's why for me, whenever I talk about being a trader, I like to say, and this doesn't go against the show by any stretch of the imagination, learn your craft, okay? Hit it, and then honestly, quit it. I really think that if you make your daily goals and you're able to see good trades, take them. But if not, take the day. Yeah. Have some ideas, work on everything. Don't risk things if you're not feeling well, if you're not in the right mood or whatever. Like so much of trading, there is a mental aspect to this as well. You know, and I just, you know, some days people aren't feeling it. Like I got crushed on, I think it was Monday. Now we've come back 4 straight green days now.
Boom.
You know, loss on Monday, but we come back. I was gonna say like Jake Paul, but he got knocked out. But we, you know, we're coming back like the Undertaker. Like the Undertaker, we rise. You know, I need an Undertaker. No, you know that meme where he's like in the coffin and he just rises up?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I feel like sometimes as a trader.
I mean, we were talking about this a couple of days ago at the dinner. Like, being a trader, you gotta, first of all, you gotta know how to take a hit. That's, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna get beat down. There isn't any other career that I think is just like, you know, you can come in day after day, and just keep getting hit, and you have to have that mental strength to kind of carry forward. And eventually, yeah, if you're doing the right stuff and you're kind of learning the right things, all of that work that you put in will come into fruition eventually. But yeah, no.
I told this to Sharif. I was running. So I went to the gym.
Yeah.
Right, and I was just on the treadmill today. And anyways, I was watching a video on OpenClaw.
Yeah.
And so I got all like horned up about it. I was
Nice.
like, this guy was like, it could do anything. And it was like, he was like, this is step by step.
Yeah,
you don't need.
You can do things.
Yeah. It's like, you can do things, right? Exactly. So I was like, oh, I can do things. And then so I was thinking like, all right, you know what's gonna happen? Like, I'm gonna go back to the office. I'm gonna download OpenClaw. I'm gonna attach it to my Gemini.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it run through my trades. I'm gonna have it like watch my screens. I'm gonna have it watch Twitter, like the stuff that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna become like this, like ultimate
hybrid trader.
Like just, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm doing it. I go to OpenClaw, I go to the website, everything like that, and I'm asking Brendan like, okay, you know, blah 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 blah, because I know he's all into it. He's like, no, we're not installing any OpenClaws or anything on our system. So I was like, oh, womp womp, like all of that, because I think there's still security risks, right?
There's still
obviously it's a big draw, as Brendan and Sharif had mentioned. It's a big draw on like the tokens used and the cost of all that, the compute power. So next thing you know, I'm gonna be running this thing, and all of a sudden, like our whole, you know, the screens go black and everything, and there's no more show because I'm draining too much stuff with OpenClaw. But anyways, just funny story about, you know, a trader. You know, so instead of me sitting here trading for an hour and a half, you know, that's the kind of stuff that you try to do to better yourself and better your trading. So, all right. We're ready to rock and roll, man. It's 2:17 now. Sharif, I was just outside. The snow has died down. So I think we're okay here moving forward on that one. All right, we could do one super chat here real quick because it's Danny Boy. I don't know if you have it, Andre. And here we go.
Bear market bingo.
Oh my God, we got a new name over here for this guy over here. Danny Boy's bear market. Oh, is it bingo?
Bingo,
bear
yeah.
market bingo. Yeah, B5.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. What is he saying over here? Sean, I owe you some gratitude. You're always talking about sizing up your high conviction trades. I mean, I think that's the only way to do it. I mean, I think both of us are similar on that. And today I took your advice.
Boom.
Before I read the next part, I hope it worked out. Okay, I went big on the oil and the pre-market at 113.90.
Boom.
Let's say you're long, I'm hoping there. And I'm a single dad of 2. Amazing. I mean, that's amazing that you're trading here and watching us. And TTV has covered college.
Hey, yo. Nice.
Let's go, man. I mean, I'm just going to say awesome for you, man.
That is awesome.
I mean, it's just like Obi and I can sit here and talk, and Joe and Sharif about everything, but it's you guys and it's you, Danny's boy, that has hit the keys, man. And so congratulations for that. Now, not allowed to give financial advice. This is not financial advice. That money that you've already made, the word that you said there was 2 words, right? Single dad. That's 2 words there. Single dad and college. So 3 words. So what I'm going to say to you right now is very, very simple. You take that money, and that is not touched. You wait till your kids get that to college, let them go through it all, let them get educated up, and they can be, you know, double the man you are and all that kind of stuff. That's what I hope for my kids. Trading is stressful enough. You can lose all the money that you made in a heartbeat. So just to take a thing from our friend Jim Cramer, as I know Joe likes him as well, you know, go out, buy yourself something nice, but put the rest away. Like if there's money for college there, you know, put it away, man. Let it earn that 5% interest in a cash account or something, and put it away. But that's awesome. Like, I'm getting a little bit not welled up here or anything, but that's awesome. Like, to me, that's a special thing. So congratulations on that one. Problem with me is I'm way too emotional. Like, you can see sometimes in trading and everything like that. Like, when I see my kids and everything, like, my daughter scores, I'm already getting Like anyways.
Yeah.
I'm just really proud. Like I'm really happy that that's happening for you. So I'm just a big weekie over here. All right, let's go back over to the desk, and I'm going to look for some more trades, as are you. And we're already. Oh, you're out of him.
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, that's it, man.
That's it. 20 penny scalp.
Wash our
2 to 1. Yeah, exactly.
here,
Where's the
baby.
next trade?
We out of here. Okay. Let's go before it starts to snow again, because if Sharif goes back out and it's a blizzard, man, I'm gonna be in big time trouble. So, all right, Sharif, stock number 1. Yes, sir.
Welcome, everyone, to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. Obi in for Neil, but the big boys, Sean and Obi, are locked and loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you guys, exclusively by you. But the only way to get your tickers on the rundown, you got to get into the chat, and you got to vote for your tickers every day. Make sure to vote bright and early, but throw in that $ before the ticker of your choice. Before we get into the first name, let's look at all 4 major averages, and as has been the case many times this week, all 4 major averages in negative territory, with the triple Qs down 0.2%, the SPY down 0.5%. The Dow Jones Industrial ETF, the DIA, is almost flat on the day, faring the best of the 4, down only 0.12%, and the IWM a little bit over 0.5% in negative territory. But the first name, as decided by you guys, is NVIDIA. And there was a couple of headlines today. Let's start with the first one over here, the big one. Somehow, ByteDance has been able to get their hands on NVIDIA's latest Blackwell chip, and they got quite a few of them, about 36,000 B200s. That's about 500 NVIDIA Blackwell computing systems, and they're doing that by building out data centers outside of China, specifically in Malaysia here. ByteDance able to get their hands on the Blackwell. Separately, there is this headline as well that at GTC next week, Jensen is expected to address the burgeoning demand for ASICs, application-specific integrated circuits. We've seen that with the Amazon Trainium and the Google TPU, and now NVIDIA is going to have their response to that, guys. Separately, I just want to mention, about 5 or 6 minutes ago, the IRGC stated as follows, that they have targeted troop concentrations in Erbil, Iraq, and Al-Dahfra. I should be able to say that better, in the UAE, so we'll have to wait and see exactly what that does, but keep your eye on USO. More tensions in the Middle East.
All right, there's a bunch of stories here that we want to talk about. First of all, before we go on to NVIDIA, I'm going to talk, that was NVIDIA, right, Sharif? I know you went through some Iranian stuff there at the end, but all right, oil is $1 away from 100. Like, so we're really starting to get going here on crude. I mean, just 20 minutes ago, we were 98, right? 20 minutes before that, we were 97. So up to $100, watch out for crude. It's going hard right now, and USO is over that 120 mark that we haven't seen. We haven't seen this yet in the open hours, right? So this move up, we all know that was over the weekend, and then we came back in, and it was already down a bit. So right there, there it goes, man, 121. It's getting going right now through. I mean, oil's going to break $100. I think that's going to be a trade mentally again. Like, it's those psychological levels of $100, man. Those of you that have calls or anything, maybe it's funny that it's happening on a Friday, but there goes oil up to $100. I think there might be some sort of a relationship there with the day that it is as well, right? I mean, maybe some of these traders that have those $100 calls trying to get it going up into that level right now, and the news stories are on their side. So, all right, so for NVIDIA, look, man, honestly, like, if we can go talk about the TQs, like, I lost on this trade about 2% or so of what we made on the futures, but still, we had a good trade going. I thought this 183 was going to be something. It was yesterday's close. We really came in pretty good there. See, there it is, 183. So that's what we wrote down on today's sticky note. And you know what? We've done really well with NVIDIA. We battled back this week, trading it a little bit. It was the best stock last week for me. And I just wanted to do something that I've always done, and that was wait for it to come back in. Most of the time, it could find a bid. This time, it didn't, man. And we were able to get out immediately. So we took a 183.50. Oh, sorry, 183.25, and then we took 183 flat, and then you guys were here when we saw it break that, and we got out almost immediately. So we got out at 89. So I always give it about 10 cents or so, and then there it was, flush to the downside. So we wind up down a cup of coffee, honestly, like, because we were able to make money a couple times, and then the reload dropped us out. So unfortunately, if we had just sort of maybe got out right here, it would have been a different story. But I wanted to wait for 183, and then there's that break low of yesterday's sort of bottom right into here on this side, right? So once that broke, we were out, and then there goes NVIDIA. It's this trade I'm in now. We'll talk about it, but this was basically the same thing. There's me taking the long in the TQs one last time. Once it finally breaks, we get out. The difference with this trade is I reverse the short in the futures rather than NVIDIA, because I like the NVIDIA stories. I mean, I want to be long NVIDIA. Like, I think the story for NVIDIA is a long. So, you know, it's just the market these days is not. With the Nasdaq being down like, you know, almost 1% again today, and the ES following suit, it's going to be a tough grind to buy NVIDIA. And then AMD is also under that $200 mark as well, well under at 193 today. So that cracked also. You know, it opens up at 200, never sees it again. 193 low of the day for AMD. This is a problem in this space, right? I mean, Marvell had a huge quarter, went up to 97 or something. Now it's back down to 88 or something like that today. So it's like even names that are beating with incredible growth perspectives, I feel like, are getting hit. Meta down 4 or 5%, right? The stories don't stop here. But anything on NVIDIA for you?
You know, I'm just kind of watching it bleed out with the rest of the market here. Again, decent start of the week coming into the week, and then yeah, kind of sideways consolidation there until today, where we're actually cracking down, making some you know, fresh lows relative to the past couple of days here. But look at this. Monday was the strong bid. You come in, like, this is what I'm looking at on the weekly. You see strong week, but strong selling as well. You can see, looking back at it, every kind of wick into this area. We were talking about the 190s resistance a few weeks ago, and then today it seems like this week 190s, even below that supply is just stepping right back in. But bigger picture, kind of just sideways action. You can see that kind of flag or whatever you want to call it happening here on NVIDIA. But I like that you mentioned that SNDK and Micron, because guess what, Sean? Those are the ones that are looking distinctly different today. SNDK is pretty much near its high of day. Look at the difference between these charts here. SanDisk, and then there's Micron as well. Sure, maybe not as strong as a SanDisk, but Micron definitely putting in the work and kind of holding above its day low as well. So when it comes to some of the chips, seems like these memory names might be taking a little bit of the lead with that relative strength that they're showing today. So that's kind of what I have on watch when it comes to that sector.
I think Micron is primed for a potential downside move. I mean, the fact that it's up 4%. No, it's just the fact that, like I said, like a lot of these good companies with good stories seem to be falling. And I mean, maybe this one does have sort of that iron, you know, sort of cloak on, because it seems to be not catching strays.
All of these other like market leaders are dropping, right? And then you have these stocks which had their run, and then I'm just curious. I'm just like, okay, well, SNDK is near high a day. Like, does this mean that people are, you know, money's moving into some of these while it's coming out of others? I have no idea, but it's just like the
demand game is out of this world for some of these chips, and so as memory goes, they're going to need some of that. And so Micron, SanDisk, Western Digital, Seagate, all awesome names for that one. Sharif, number 2.
All right, Tesla's next, guys, trying to break a 4-week losing streak today, announcing that they reported a strong rebound in China-made EV sales, with deliveries rising about 35% year over year, a little bit less than 128,000 units. That's during January and February. The comparison, though, accounts for that 2 weeks Chinese New Year holiday slowdown, which typically, you know, disrupts production and sales during the month of February. In any event, Tesla and Google, the best faring Mag 7 names on the day, down 0.6.
Tesla and Google, yeah. I mean, I had that early trade on Google. Obviously, it's broken now, but this trade right there, we had talked about this as we were trading, and it came in, and this is sort of that, you know, I had that little rant there about professional trader or not. Like, see, like when you're waiting, and we're just day traders here, you know, professional traders. I saw Trader SIX, I think, in there was talking about how, you know, professional traders will work on algos and work on different things like that. I do agree, but I'm trying to get, you know, algo-like trading, you know, basically on the show. And as we sit here with our hands, this to me, there was some program buying in here. So you want to talk about that? Like, that's what we're trying to find, is areas where there might be, you know, supply or demand issues. And it looks like there was some good demand down here at that time, in and around 304 for Google. We went over here and talked about it. You know, we were already in the Nasdaq long at this time. So I didn't want to take that, but that little fall down and then this kind of buy action here on decent volume, like that's what I'm trying to look for. Now it's not buy action, it's sell, but what you're looking for is that initial pop against these predefined lows. So this was a great trade for Google, I feel like. It's just, I missed it, but that's the setup for me, Obi, that I'm looking for when we're early minutes in the market. You know, looking for something that has corrected back and, you know, all of a sudden needs to revert back to the mean. So, you know, those kind of plays on Google is really something. And then look, they tried it right there again. So like it came once and twice there. So there's the first trade at that level, and there's literally the exact same hold, right? It's that 304 bottom. You can almost put the wicks almost exactly the same there that we got going there at 304.50, not 304. So those were good buys, and both times they gave you the trade. Even if you took it right back there to VWAP right there, it's almost the same VWAP level again as well. So it's like it gave you the trade twice. Now, 3 times, that's where, you know, as long as you have, if you have it there and you have it there, I mean, this little dropout would maybe cost you 50 cents. So you just try to share size appropriately and get into those trades. You know, just like right here, I might buy this dip actually right here in Google. That's $350, 350 cents. So I think that could be a decent opportunity there as well for Google because look, it gives you the trade right down here, right? And then it gives it to you again right here. So there's a couple opportunities to grab that trade there on Google. But that's my look over there. Tesla, what's it looking like for you?
Yeah, no, I think even on Tesla and Google, I think something that keeps reminding me that I have to get better with the continuation trade. Like yesterday, we talked about that 400 breakdown coming into the morning session. Later on in the day, look at all these wicks. Confluence with VWAP can't get above 400. Today, in the morning, bids all the way up in the pre-market. Cannot get above 400 for its life, printing 445 cents. On the highs in the pre-market session, quick push into 400, not really making it. And every other time it gets up into VWAP, it's sold off. So it's just like, yeah, definitely, if you can observe that and you can be quick on your toes with like, okay, fine, this is the idea, sold off yesterday below 400, sellers in charge. Where do I want to look for sellers? VWAP's a good place. If it's holding VWAP, take a look at the scalps that it's giving you on the day today. So I know Tesla's a common trading vehicle for a lot of traders, and it seems like today it's been giving you great opportunity. And again, as Sean pointed out, Google, very similar kind of story here, but extended away from VWAP. You had to kind of get in, look, little day low breakdown. I think opening range low breakdown would have been much nicer here to kind of target. You can see a clean fade on that one. So it is definitely a scalper's market, I would say so. And both of these vehicles kind of giving you some decent opportunities on the day.
All right, guys, Palantir, big AI P-Con yesterday with Alex Karp giving the keynote, made many different statements, one of which was, you know, that AI is reshaping modern warfare in Iran as the Iran war escalates, and basically saying the U.S. is leading AI innovation. AIP obviously includes the Maven system, which includes Claude's LLM, guys. So Palantir, not really reacting to this negative with the overall market down 1 1/3.
I mean, the market seems to be retracing a little bit here, which is nice, obviously, for the longs. And we just talked about the Nasdaq being down 0.75. Well, here's Palantir, and I actually just called this up as Sharif was talking about it, and it made me a little interested because here's VWAP again, bless you. There's VWAP right here at 152. Well, that's 152 where we're at. VWAP is right here at 150, 150. Thinking about a short here in Palantir. Again, whoopsies, still on that ellipse. Let's get rid of that. Still today, again, a lot of those stocks had that sort of same formation early. Tried it again. This one does not even think about going up again. Nice move down, and it seems like we're getting hit here on Palantir. I think this is worth a little bit of a short now. Although for all the reasons Sharif just mentioned, I really like Palantir long. I'm long this pretty heavily in the long-term portfolio. But we were getting some out at the top side, and I think I'd do it again. It's just, and someone, I forget who it was in the chat there. First of all, Trader SIX, I agree, man. Traders got to trade, and that's literally a statement that I make all the time here on the show. But there was another statement that said something about how that I really liked NVIDIA long because I really think NVIDIA should be a long, but the market's telling you something else. Right? So sometimes our personal opinion on a stock doesn't really matter, and you got to look at what the momentum is saying and either technical levels or what you've been trained to look at, or you trained yourself, obviously, to look at. And right now, I think Palantir is probably a reversion back in. I mean, especially if this market just on a nice little move up, so you're gonna have to maybe revert back into the 50-period moving average. That is exactly what VWAP is. It's the average price, so volume weighted, and we're gonna judge that now. It's midday, near the close. Looks like Palantir may want to fade back out a little bit. If we do take that short, I think it's a good opportunity to get out if we even come anywhere close to the 200 period as a maximum trade. So that would be about $1 on that side, and the risk on Palantir right there would be about right here, about 40 cents. So it's a decent one. It's a 2-to-1 R to R here. I think it might be worth it for Palantir, especially if we like this early look. Into the short for the rest of the afternoon. But I just thought I just saw right there. I don't want to get too crazy on this because oil just made a CL, not CJ. CL right there. Oil just got basically hit back there off of that $100 marker. So 99.40 right there, the high for oil. So maybe Palantir, I think we'll put on a little position right here on Palantir and start it, try to work our way up to, something like a unit on this. We'll offer 50s right here, see if we can get that, and we'll start our trade. There it is, we have it. And we'll start it against 152, right? Our next little area to get short, to average back into, let's just go to this 80 marker right around here, and we'll see if we can get a nice average price. And then that way, if we get shut out, it's shut out at 152, and hopefully at that time, it'll be like a 20-cent hit. All right, so I think it's worth it. Here, we'll start it off. I have a quarter of a unit. We'll put on half more around 80, and then we'll see if we can get up to that 1 unit, and then watch out for 152.10 or so on the break to the upside. So I think it might be worth it here on Palantir. Who knows? But the market seems to be getting a little excited here.
Again, I'm kind of just looking, whenever I'm looking at a chart over the past, I guess, this week and the last week, I'm just like, okay, level to level, there's been headline risk, there's been a lot of kind of things going on. What are the scalps that I see in retrospect, right? So that I can, if and when they're setting up, I can take quick pieces off. Just HIMS was a great example of that. I'm like, okay, well, I think high probability this is going to crack that low, and I'm going to take a quick piece off of that. And again, right here, opening range low, that wick low right here at 151s gives you a bit of that opportunity for about 1.5% down to the downside. Nice little low a day breakdown as well, opening range low-ish, because I know a lot of people like to say 5-minute opening range or 15-minute opening range. This definitely fits the 15-minute opening range, but it wouldn't necessarily be the 5-minute opening range. But you can see this as well, consolidation breakdown on the strong volume. There's a lot of confluence there as well. And yeah, bit of resistance at VWAP and tightening up into it. We'll see where this market bounce takes us, but I do like the idea, Sean. Every time it's been up here in and around this VWAP area, which is with a high of that 152, it's had some struggles. Right, and sometimes you just got to keep it simple. Look for more of the same, and if you see more of the same, then yeah, definitely worth participating in some of that as well. I try to keep everything as simple as possible, to be honest with you. So, yeah, good little talk there on Palantir. We're short, and we're in the money 2 pennies.
Carolyn Levitt saying no such threat from Iran to our homeland exists, and it never did, according to her. That came out a few minutes ago, by the way. Iran media reporting strong explosions in Tehran, so something to keep an eye on there. Oil, obviously, in focus, as is the next ticker here, EONR, EON Resources, an energy name, up 13 1/3, guys, as oil remains volatile as the belligerencies in the Middle East continue.
Oh, just one of those little oil names, man. I mean, I assume you guys are probably covering this pretty good on the midday. EONR.
EOR.
Yeah, EOR. Yeah, we made that joke yesterday. You said about Winnie the Pooh over there. Yeah, okay, so we'll talk a little bit about oil as well. All right, so just saying like 160, 165 high right there. I mean, you could see that it got going. We just talked about how USO and how crude started to run the bid there a little bit, and you can see that this did as well. So I would actually feel pretty confident that this is looking a little bit like right now what that CL contract looked like. So, this is another name that if it's gonna go, it's gonna go. And, we always look at the short float on names. So let me just do that really quickly for you guys right here. There it is. We're going to go EONR. This way we can get a quick little look on here. EON Resources. Let's scroll down and see that short float. Oh, yeah. We looked at this before. That can't be right. Is it only 3% short? I'm thinking that there's always, on all these sort of smaller cap names, I'm always thinking it's higher than that. Yeah, I see 3% on Benzinga as well. So I guess it's not really a short float thing here with EON, but yeah, good name, I guess, going forward. It seems like if you think long oil, this name's going to work out. Obviously, it gets a huge spike rate here into 180. That's been the top. So if this starts to really get going, I mean, I would always sell, you know, at some of the past highs. So just looking at it today on the 1 minute chart, none of my levels have really meant anything. I mean, I guess you could go VWAP there, but it's cherry picking because we're back testing it. It's whatever works. But if you're going to go long, why not dump it if it does finally break VWAP and then the 200 period? I really like this kind of a setup when the 200 period is very, very close to VWAP, because then if you lose the 200, then yeah, you've made the right call, because getting out at VWAP is going to be 147. Getting out right here is 144. Give yourself 3 pennies, man, and see if it wants to hold that. So you get out so you don't have to worry about an over the weekend type of situation, right? Remember, when names are going this sort of parabolic, like it has, like from 60 cents on Monday up to $1.80 today, that's 300%. You got to be careful that if there is some sort of resolution over the weekend, then obviously, I don't think it's going to be resolution, but if oil starts to come back down, then this name could be down that 20, 30, 40% come Monday. So I would be always looking to empty out the clip on these kind of trades before the weekend, or hold a smaller amount. So that's what I'd be looking at to do here with EONR.
Yeah, I think, you know, covered it a little bit yesterday. I was like, yeah, that flush is nice, but look at the VWAP hold. Gapping up in the pre-market session as well and trading much higher. So I guess that VWAP hold maybe was a little bit of you know, held some importance there. But since that since those pre-market highs, we've just been kind of bleeding out, strong flush off of the open. Again, yes, it is doing some a little bit of relative volume here on the day, but I didn't really have eyes on it. It's not really following alongside oil. Maybe if you want to call this a delayed move, perhaps you want to take a look at that. But yeah, nothing too crazy here. What I do like about USO is, though, USO is definitely the one, my vehicle of choice. Oh boy, that was a little bit of a entry there. I definitely missed that at 20 halves, 21s maybe even. But yeah, okay. So it's funny. I was just talking to Jose about, yeah, no, I haven't seen a strong reason to sell just yet. So I've been sitting on my hands for USO. Would you look at that? That's a pretty strong reason for me, at the very least, after a strong sustained bid. The first kind of selling, I do want to get a little bit involved with that, and then, you know, get aggressive if it starts to work. But you can see here some of the levels that I kind of marked out. I guess it was a great long. It was a great long off of the open, and I was talking to Sean about this as well yesterday. I think it was a good you know, kind of idea for me when I saw the things that I did to kind of risk against this 18 area and get short. Today, it holds that 18 area. Funny enough, you know, tinfoil hat, tinfoil suit. Yesterday, they dropped news around, when is this? Around 11:39, and you had strong selling in this 1850-ish area on USO. Today, they drop news around 11:45, and you have a little, it's true, it's not the same, but strong selling that did come in, and similar timing as well. I was just like, all right, cool. You know, just an interesting happenstance, I guess, of some action there. But that action kind of gets absorbed right back up, and I'm like, okay. But here's the information: 18 holds quite well, and then you get a little bit of a break of this trend. And then I was talking to Jose as well about a Friday potential for a Friday squeeze. I'm like, if we get, I mentioned this, if it gets above 119s, which was week open, then we have some room to the upside. And today we did get that. We get that 19 breakout, 1905, whatever it was. Sure, it's not clean. We get a little bit of a push towards those 121, so a nice little scalpy potential there, but for about a 2% run on USO. And here it comes down, back down, as the market catches a little bit of a bid here as well. So yeah, big miss on my part right here. But you know what? I'll look to get involved, maybe chase into it a little bit in and around maybe some of these levels. But I'll be patient. I was patient this whole time. Doesn't matter. We miss trades all the time. Sure, it's unfortunate. I shouldn't be doing that. But again, I got my plate's a little full right now. We're looking at multiple different things, talking about different stocks. I'm not going to catch everything exactly when I should be. So it is what it is. I'm not going to get too worked up on that. Just I
think we had a super chat. Did we have a super chat?
A super chat?
We could answer it. Anyways, Andre, always just put it up. We always see it there. Okay, David. Yeah, I did it yesterday. So are you guys looking for a bottom, buying anything in your long-term accounts, or waiting for news to subside? Ooh. I think the right play is to wait for news to subside if you're looking to put in a decent amount of money. The problem with waiting for news, thanks. You can get rid of that. Thanks, David. I'm going to talk about it right here. I just wanted to say, like yesterday, instead of buying an individual name, I actually stepped in and bought the SPY. So it's down a little bit today. So, I'm not looking at this day after day. You talked about the long-term account. I do like the fact that it's at the 200 period moving average. So for me, this is close enough to that, man. I mean, you're all the way back to where we were in November. You're all the way back to where we were in October. You're all the way back to where we were in September. So there's been, not that this is going to hold. I don't think this is like a huge technical level or anything, but I do like indexes at 200 period moving averages. If we throw this back and this continues to extend through, you're just going to see, obviously this is the tariff tantrum. I mean, we've had, moves like this happen again, and it could happen right now, right? I mean, we could get a huge escalation somehow. Like, I'm just trying to think about what's the worst thing that could happen. China maybe gets involved, maybe Russia I don't know. Like, I didn't think that he would slap all those, crazy tariffs and hold up that piece of Bristol board with all those countries on there saying like, this is that is that. And then all of a sudden 2 days later, say this is the greatest time ever to buy stocks, and then this happens. So that's kind of my issue with what's happening right now. I think that if you don't put, you could not put money in and miss 5%, and if you're fine with that to the upside, then that's fine. I think that the risk right now is to the downside. But what I did for myself, for my long-term portfolio, is I know I'm underinvested, because I said about 10 to 15% of my portfolio is in indexes, including the Nasdaq, including some ETFs, but mainly the big one is the SPY. So I'm going to put a little bit more money in here, and I did that yesterday, and wait to see what happens with this 200 period moving average. Not buy more here, and if we have a dramatic dip, look to buy some more at that time. So for me, yeah, like long-term trades are here, and especially if you're using the SP 500. Remember, we had Michael Noss on a couple times, and he talked about relative, like the other 493. So I forget what is that ETF, RSP. So the without the top ones, where it's equal weighted, that's moving much differently than the SPY, which is still weighted to the stocks, right? So anyways, I like that. Just a quick little look there. By the way, everybody. Money. It's not a cup of coffee, which, we'll take it for now. But there's the move down, man. You don't get stuff if you don't get bids or offers if you don't sit there, right? So to take a word from my good friend Neil Roberts, who will be back on Monday. That's a stink bid right there. We just put it right. So that was 20 cents. You know why, Obi? Because my reload, if it goes up, I wanted to get more shares about 20 cents higher. So let's take out something there. If it continued down, perfect, man. I literally got out at 20%. We take a 20% fill there for 20 cents at 30's flat. You know where my other bid right now is? 10s. So we're well, now I got to maybe change that. Now it's at the 50 period is at 15s. So let's put a bid now at 151. Let's go to 18. We'll put another 20% there, and then we'll see what happens after that. Hopefully a 151 area or so could come in. Here it comes right back in. So you don't believe we got that fill? We can take it again right now. It's just coming right back in right here. So we'll see if we do wind up getting that, but I like the short here. We talked about it. I'm into Palantir right now off the short, and it's just a shout out to Brian Shannon again, man. I mean, it's just a VWAP trade, pretty simple stuff. We talk about sitting on our hands until we see something. At the same time, it's always about, for me, it's always about share size. And, what time of day is it, what your conviction is on that trade. Right. And for me, I was just saying the futures could drift higher here into the close. Oil could squeeze higher or lower into the close. So we'll just sit back, watch Palantir, and see if we can have some fun, talk to you guys, and get some trades on the board here. So that's what that is, man. EONR, a little bit of talking. I'm going to throw it back over to OBI. Someone just said dip buy. I actually thought it was going in. I don't think this is a dip for EONR. I said if you did want to try it, maybe 148. You're pretty close to that right now. And then I would say down here at 144. And then if that breaks, man, maybe you get out at 140 something. And I know, you know, that would not be the greatest, but if that does happen for oil. And then the other trade that I liked, but I didn't take OBI, if you're looking for something, I know you're probably going to talk about oil because I see it on your screen, but I was going to ask you about Intel because this was another trade right here that I almost, instead of Palantir, I was actually looking at this trade. Okay, the only problem with this was, so we've really respected VWAP there, we respected it again, and we kind of did it right there. My whole thing was the trend that was down basically got broken, right? So like right into here, right sort of like that. So if you kind of go, you know, talking about the open, that's the open, so a little choppy. But then you get into there, I just drew this line. That was actually a pretty good freehand draw there. Right into there again, that held. And then so if you run that line all the way down, Neil likes to do this. I really never do this. But it broke the trend right there. So I was trying to go against. I didn't want to go against that, but VWAP might be a trade there on Intel. What would you think when you see that?
I mean, yeah, right away. I think it's very similar. Like I see this very clean trend to the downside, and the first thing I'm doing is potentially drawing, you know, some sort of a trend indicator right there. Sure, we kind of violate there, but you know, sideways action, break of that trend, and then now maybe after that I'm looking for some of these horizontal levels to start pushing, and that's exactly what's happening here on Intel. But yeah, being the end of the day, we'll wait and see. VWAP sitting here at 45.97, but the market maybe gotta get a little bit above this 24.5 for me to be like, okay, well, you know, is this really a good push into here? It's kind of beelining all the way up to that VWAP as of right now. So yeah, wait and see if that's potentially something. But oil, USO, man, I'm sitting here waiting for any sort of a pop to get involved with higher low, some sort of consolidation. But it's just been straight selling from the highs, 21.15s. Sure, we had a little bit of a hold on top of, I guess, 19.99 or 20s there as well. Maybe a little bit of a pop into 1940s as of right now, but nothing too crazy. You know, nothing like this, kind of a sideways chop consolidation or like a little bit of a, you know, multi-candle sideways hold. We have not been getting that. You can see straight selling to the downside again. If I remove some of these and go to like a 5-minute, you can see prior bar has not been broken at all on this one so far. So I want to see what happens if and when one does break, and then potentially look for something. But this will definitely be a chase for me. Wow, 18, almost 18 halves here. So, oof. A bit of a miss on that one for sure, but maybe this is the bid that comes in here. We'll see. NQ also coming up into this consolidation high, so we'll see if there's a little bit of turbulence there once again as well. Intel broke VWAP.
It did. So it's actually doing a very.
Oh, I guess there you go. Yeah.
No, but I like this trade. Yeah. Oops. I actually. Oh, darn it. I don't mean to.
For the pullback in.
How do I delete this? I don't even know how to delete that. Yeah, I was
right click and.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just right click this line and then remove. Right? Yeah, I done that before. This actually is This is actually a trade that I like. I like it more on a 5-minute chart when it breaks, gives you that candle and then comes back down. That is right there telling you that the buyers tried to get it going and they didn't, and it just got smacked right back down off that level. But the only problem is many misleading signals on a 1-minute chart.
Right.
So here's the VWAP again on Intel. We're doing the same sort of thing right there on the 5-minute. So I just want to see it close below. Like it's not, right now it may not close below. So that's the problem there on Intel with this right here. So we got to sort of close below that level. If we could do that, then fine. See? So there it goes right back up to the upside there. So sometimes you gotta make sure that just because it wicks down doesn't necessarily mean that the trade is in. So you gotta be careful with that one, right? So get ready on that. Okay, so that's 46, 47 again coming in. Maybe there's going to be a trade there on Intel. What about our good friend NVIDIA as well? Did Randy leave already, Russell? Okay, I want to tell him just have a safe trip. I can just even message him that because I know the weather is not the greatest out there, and Randy lives like an hour and a half, 2 hours away, and I'm just going to message him that. Let me just message him that in case he driving right now. So anyways, yeah, so that's, I don't know why my mind's on that one. I'm supposed to be trading. Okay, so NVIDIA, maybe a similar play. That is right here, right now on the 200 period moving average. So there's a lot of trades that are actually starting to line up for me. It's funny because Palantir's not doing jack all right now. It's just that it's literally at the same price I got it at. Yeah, NVIDIA's not doing too much either, but we did have a nice little move there into the 200 period. And there you actually get a decent profile. Like again, I like it more this style on a 5-minute chart, but we almost have 3 minutes now into this. We just wicked the top of your 200 period. It looks like, you know, we can wait 2 more minutes and make sure that we stay down here. But if we do, then we can use that profile right there as our out. 118, let's give it 118.20, but that's 118.14. So there you go. Now you're into 3 minutes after that. This might be worth it just to take it. If we continue to go down, that's a good little marker there, especially taking down this 25 period. That would be a good little turn as well, down to the downside. So it looks like NVIDIA trying to get low, 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 low. But will we break 180? Nobody knows. So that's what we're going to do right there. Wow, okay. Palantir just went ham when the market didn't do anything there. So, okay, Alex, like, I don't know. You just get a hair appointment there or something. 151.70s. So that's where we're short right now. We're short right there. Fine. Maybe if we get back to VWAP, maybe that's be something. So now we're back into this trade, or we're into this trade. We're short it. Let me put something out at 60, man. See if we can capture a little bit of a downside trend here. But I don't know. That just came out of nowhere as I was looking at NVIDIA there. So, okay. But we're prepared. We got 1 unit now. And hey, man, if we lose, we lose. But it's a trade I'm in now. So we're short Palantir.
Right. So yeah, I think
it's interesting here as well. You're saying that.
I don't hear Adara.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I was confused. I think it's interesting you used the word prepared there, Sean, because we also heard the word prepared from the leader of Hezbollah with regards to this conflict, saying, quote, "We have prepared ourselves for a long confrontation and they will be surprised in the field." So more Middle East tensions. I also want to let you guys know I teased this during the midday. I'm very excited to announce that it is out. With the exit of Adobe's CEO, I want to take a look at the one-day stock moves and a whole bunch of other recent CEO exits: Boeing, Starbucks, Nike, Intel, Berkshire, et cetera, et cetera. You can find this little infographic on X at TTV Research, but it's interesting. There's no like one way that these stocks perform. There's also, this is within a thread, so below the post, there's like a whole explanation of some of the research here. Some of these, of course, do coincide with earnings, so the one-day move can also partially be attributed to earnings, or in the case of Starbucks, it's also partially attributed to excitement over the fact that we were going to be getting Brian Niccol as the new CEO. So yeah, check this out, X at TTV Research. We'll send you back over to the guys.
All right, thank you very much, Dara. It seems like that Intel is working out quite nicely there, Sean, as it did kind of get slammed.
Did you go short?
No, I did not. I kind of looked away from it, but I still have it. I'm looking at this screen here. I did get involved in a little bit of a USO there, but yeah, wow, look at that flush right back in from VWAP. You're getting about 30 pennies right away. Almost let's see what that is right there. Almost a 0.6, yeah, 0.6% move there, back down into some of those consolidation, I guess, in the middle of that consolidation, not necessarily consolidation lows, but I guess it's doing more of the same. VWAP, hold, pulls back up into VWAP, holds once again there on Intel. So yeah, I did kind of observe this USO, pulls back in, kind of relentless selling as I was talking about here, and then pulls right back above 19. So involved with a small little bit of USO here. No real conviction just yet, but we'll see what it does here. So because the market, as I said before, back up to consolidation highs. Intel's pulling back off of its VWAP as well. You know, I guess if I'm looking at some of the Mag 7s, are they bidding up or are they pulling back? Apple with a little bit of a pullback as of right now. Amazon is at its VWAP. And what is Google up to relative to VWAP? Google still has a long ways to go relative to VWAP. So, you know, I'm watching a few things here. Nothing too crazy. Interestingly enough, great place to cover on HIMS, because that one reverted all the way back to VWAP. But again, maybe another trade where it's been holding VWAP back to back all day long and then comes right back up into it. So maybe I continue watching this one here on HIMS to see if that'll give me a little bit of a quick scalp back to the downside from VWAP that it's been holding multiple times over. So HIMS, let's pull up the book here for you guys. That's on the NY. So we'll see some size there at 24s. I'm gonna wait and see if it actually, like what happens if and when it does get taken out. You can see this 15-minute candle that we're almost done printing, pulling right back in. Wow, slapped through that 24, so distinctly different action through that 24, so I don't really want it for that. Seems more squeezy than anything here on HIMS.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to be a huge trade here, but there goes Palantir again. Like this was just honestly, we said this trade. We broke this down with you about a half hour ago. I took it right there. You know, that's 2:30. We brought this to everyone's attention. You know, when it was on the rundown. So thanks for asking about it. We got short at 51.80. We just got 1 unit, but we just took 40 cents. It just went to 43s there or whatever. We took that fill. Well, was it 48? Yeah, sorry, 48s, not 43s. So we got a 48 there. 43 is where this 50-period moving average is. I did put a bid there, so if that comes in, we'll get filled. But anyways, downside play there. We'll see now if we can get into 151, and let's try to see if we can do something with this trade, right? So if we can get into the 200 period, good for that. We had said we have 1 unit. Right now, I only have a quarter of that unit left. So we put on a quarter there. We put on 3 quarters at 8. I mean, we said we were going to sit at 80. That's what we did. We got 78s. So we're sitting there right now. So that's going to be a good little trade here. And as we said earlier, and people were wondering about, you know, where are the trades at or something like that. We heard that about the midday show and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I sort of talked like that. It's just, there's an opportunity. It took a little bit of time to get it, but like it's a winning trade. So when you sort of break down sometimes, and I don't like to do this, but if you're gonna sit here in front of your computer for hours and hours, you never wanna be like, oh, well, I gotta make like 20 bucks an hour, or I might as well be working at McDonald's. Like, that's not really how it works. You gotta make sure that you, you know, don't look at trading like that. Just look at it like, if there's an opportunity there, are you equipped to hit it? Are you prepared to hit it, which is the same thing? And are you, you know, willing to do it? And if a trade sets up against that VWAP, I mean, you just said, Sean, that was a good look on Intel. Yeah. And yeah, there's the Intel trade. So there we go. So I didn't take it because I didn't like it as much as the Palantir trade. And I was talking about when I did that little trend break, and I was like, I don't know if I like it, but there it is, right? So try not to, boom, there's PLTR. Let's go, man, hit the sirens. Oh, we got that super chat yesterday. I was like, don't hit the sirens because there might be bomb warning or something. But the only bomb that's going off right now is a P&L bomb, because there goes Palantir right down there into the downside. So everything's fine here. And we'll see if we can get even lower on that one. There's now here's your 60-cent winner, right? So this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Be patient, know your strategies. Boom. What did I just get there? I just got an 18 fill. So, you know, this is what we're talking about. So far, so good here. Thanks for trusting us with this kind of stuff. And, you know, I know I'll have a good time with Neil, but we're having a great time here this week with all of you and Obi and Adara and Sharif and Joe and everything. So good feels, good vibes. Here we go, man. Nice downside play there for PLTR. And we got it. So, yeah, not too bad there. And I see that you've stepped into the building with some USO. Yeah, no, that USO, again, that chop, that hold of 19. Again, we held 18 for a few hours. I was just like, you know, I liked the short down into here, because this is that prior kind of chop zone right there. But, you know, I'm still kind of being patient. I'm waiting. I haven't really sized any sort of, with any sort of real risk on this just yet. Just waiting to see if it starts to work for me. Maybe I'll you know, step into it if it can continue to step up here. But that's really what I have on. Nothing else too crazy. If you guys want to see kind of the chart that I'm looking at, this is kind of what I'm looking at right here. So, yeah, I understand that maybe some people are taking this breakdown as well. This breakdown was nice, much nicer. The accelerated trend is what I like to call that there. But we'll see what we do in and around this area as of right now. Again, it's been stepping up, right? That I can't deny that it's been holding higher lows. Even this slap down into 17 halves or 17 holds, 18 holds. Let's see if this 19 area does more of the same. What's up, Sean? Volatility creates movement, and for sophisticated traders, movement creates opportunity. Wow. BetaPro by Global X offers Canada's first and longest running suite of levered and inverse levered ETFs. Built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of precision. It's triple levered bull and bear ETFs tied to the Nasdaq 100. Indexes are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified daily exposure and giving traders tools to engage with both upward and downward momentum. These strategies are currency hedge, seeking to offset US dollar exposure back to the Canadian dollar. For those navigating short-term market moves, not both up or down, BetaPro offers the flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like for you and your individual strategies, objectives, and risk profile. Trade tactically and learn more. Please do this and follow them at BetaPro.ca, and please read the prospectus over there. And thank you to BetaPro. I could barely get through that because we are, I mean, I'm a trader first, but here it goes, man. There goes Palantir, like right into 151, man. You know, the reason why we started this show was COVID happened, and I used to talk to traders, you know, thousands of traders all across the world with real trading, and talk about these kind of things, man, the mentality that it takes, the trading style, our platform, the software, all of that kind of stuff, right? And then we opened up this platform here at tradertv.live, and it's just been such a great run there. But yeah, we, you know, I started as a trader, and that's where my passion lies. There's obviously others, like Dara's fantastic at the news, and you see others, you know, doing their own thing. I think your passion is obviously with trading here as well. And, you know, I think you guys can see, you know, what's going on and how we're trading and how we talk, right? And I think that that's one of the most important things about that. I just try to be real with everything, and there goes Palantir. Like, you know, we're gonna collect the profits here as it comes back in. And hey, man, if there's another trade sets up, I'm here for that. I kind of feel bad that we didn't have a little bit more conviction on the Intel, yeah, on the Intel, but you know what? I drew a line, and I said, like, these are the lines that Neil always draws. I don't know why I'm doing it. And, you know, I just should have stuck with that. But you know what? We've got it. It's all fine, man. I'm looking forward to the weekend now. Looking forward to great artists. I know it's one of your favorites. Yes. The weekend there, and it's going to be a good one. Okay, so the TQs, right? Here comes another one for us. So where do I get out? At the 200 period. So maybe it falls back, but we got out a little piece there. I didn't want to reload it. We could have reloaded that right around here as well. But again, like, if I'm going to use VWAP, I'm going to use VWAP. So this is not a trade that I'm going to reload, but we do make sure we get out of another piece. I only have a little bit left on this one. We have a little bit left on Palantir. On Palantir, we have about 20% left, so I think it's really working out for me on that one. The future's a little less than that because we were, you know, working it out. There's the long, there's the short, right? Flip it up. This is going to be my most profitable stock probably of the week. Here is this trade alone. And that's because we were able to reverse it. It's paying out right now. So far so good. Palantir looks like it wants to bounce a little bit off 151. Let me put a bid there. We just got it. We got an 06 there. We'll get out another little bit because it's at the 200 period moving average right now. So for me, that schedule is out for an out. So I'm going to do that. There. Oh yeah, there we go. Save man, woman. I just read something that I excited to share with everybody. And again, Neil will disagree with this. He's done it live on the air. I don't know. I can't. When he's here, I can't argue with him. So, but right here, I don't know what you believe on this, Obi. So I'm going to send this here and get your opinion.
Okay. What is that? Yeah, that's part of the game. It's part of the game.
Like it.
You have to, like I said this before, you have to be able to take a hit. You have to be willing to lose. You have to know that you're probably going to lose more often than you win, and you have to be able to get through that mentally and take that as well. And another big thing, again, one of my main goals for this year is that, hey man, I don't win that often. But when I do, I better start really pounding into it.
Right.
Because that is what will make the difference. Yep. That's going to make the difference over time.
As the kids say, Hundi P.
Yeah.
Or do they say that?
I think that's what they say. Yeah.
And I don't mean Neil disagrees with that. It's just we've gone back and forth and talked about, you know, because I think, you know, you want to be a little, sometimes you can't until you take that bigger position or like fear is not, fear doesn't mean like, oh, the boogeyman's coming. That's not what it means. It's just like you get that little, for me anyways, you get that little feeling like.
Your palms sweaty,
like
knees
palms
weak,
sweaty,
arms heavy.
You get a little spaghetti in there. Yeah, exactly. You get a little bit of spaghetti. Yeah, exactly, Adara, all of that. And so that's the thing, right? It's like that's the thing. And I think there's something about that. But again, and we'll talk about it. I'll talk about this with Neil when he gets back. And just to get going on that and see what his opinion on that is as well, right? And I think he's going to agree. I shouldn't say he doesn't agree. I just know that we've gone back and forth a little bit about some of those things, right? And I know that we all encourage to put on risk when risk is appropriate. I don't think that 100%. There's any of us disagree with that.
Another thing is like putting in the reps, getting uncomfortable, right? There are certain types of trades that, you know, proprietary trades that I participate in, and it's just like when it shows up, it's there I'm in with size, and like there's like, sure, my palms might be a little sweaty, but you do it over and over again. You're just like, all right, this is it. I believe in the strategy. I believe in myself. And sometimes, you know, even to disconnect from some of the size that I'm taking, I'm just like, you know, because obviously I'm not taking that level of size on like, say, like a, you know, just a random idea that I have, or just something that may not have, you know, as strong of, that I may not have as strong of a conviction in as well. But you know what I mean? But we'll continue talking about that after we get back from Madeira.
It's such a good conversation. I'm really sad to interrupt it, but I do want to bring up this headline. NBC reporting that a federal judge has quashed the subpoenas that were sent to the Federal Reserve and Chair Powell. So again, NBC reporting federal judge has quashed subpoenas sent to the Federal Reserve and Fed Chair Powell. We know that the Trump administration tried to sue Fed Chair Powell and the board. I suspect if this is true, we'll get a Truth Social post very shortly, so I will keep you guys posted. But again, looks like a federal judge saying no subpoenas for Fed and the Fed chair. Furthermore, just on what you guys are talking about, because I think it's a really good discussion, and I do want to chime in, if I may. I think it's an interesting balance, too, because you don't want to be afraid to lose something, but you also have to recognize when you're in a situation where this is as much as you're going to get. And it's time to, you know, act on that too, right? And I think it's a really fine line. And I think that's why, and I want to shout out Obi for this, kind of learning to trust and test your instincts. And as Sean said, you know, get a little bit out of your comfort zone. That's the only way you learn these things. So you have to have a little bit of fear and a little bit of discomfort in order to kind of have that growth and then understand how you can get more comfortable. And that's how you level up, in my opinion.
100%. And Dara, how long have you been trading for?
Live, almost 2 years. Sim, 2.5 years. Like, if you include Sim, but I've been live consistently for 2 years, and I trade live here. Like I'm always
I know. I was making sure because I mean that's great advice from a relatively new trader, and so I think that's again it's part of the academy, the stuff that we teach on that. It's just everything that we're doing here is all kind of about the same thing, right? So we just want to thank everybody for watching and listening to us, and thanks, Adair. That was glad you chimed in there. That made a lot of sense. And I also say shout out to your sister, who is quite the Eminem fan, apparently. So.
She loves Eminem. She like literally practices Without Me and Lose Yourself like karaoke. Shout out to Melody, who's definitely not watching this right now, but shout out.
What's her favorite color? I like the red M&Ms or.
Pardon? That favorite color of M&M. Oh, I'm a Reese's Pieces person.
Oh, I love
I can't comment.
Yeah.
Are you more of a Reese's Pieces or M&M the chocolate?
You know what I really love? You know those mini M&Ms? Those things?
Mini ones, like the ones that they put on top of the ice cream?
No, the cylinder.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Those are I could just,
You could just like mash those.
Oh, right? yeah. And then something like, I remember when I was a kid, I would finish the whole thing and I would smell the tube because it was just like, it just smells so good. It's just chocolatey.
I don't think I would have said that if I were you, but that's fine. I mean, I think it's all good. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, hey, I like chocolate.
Tube, I'll bring it for you, right? No, all good. That was You never know what you're going to get in trading or from the hosts.
Yeah, exactly. What's your favorite chocolate bar?
Probably not something that comes in a tube. I was gonna favorite chocolate bar. You know what I really like is this kind of a little chalk in my opinion, but I like the caramel.
Okay.
I never figured out how they got the caramel inside. That
Yeah.
So I like that. You know what else? Like kind of one that's a little light. Yeah, Mr. Biggs. Do they still make those?
Yeah, they do.
It's been a minute since I've had chocolate.
Nice.
Like I feel like the wife's favorite is just an Aero bar, like just a standard milk chocolate, like a little bubbly up there, smooth Aero bar. Dara, yourself?
Oh, chocolate?
I don't really. Favorite chocolate bar?
Oh, Coffee Crisp. Okay, I also have news though, and it's from JD Vance. JD Vance, Vice President of the U.S., saying, quote, not quote, but the headline here is that apparently the new Supreme Leader of Iran has been hurt. Now, I read reports earlier today, as I mentioned, suggesting that could be the case. He's saying they don't know how badly this leader is hurt. If we get more details, of course, we'll keep you posted. But as far as I can remember, I think we've only had these claims from the U.S. government. I don't think Iran has commented on them at all. So again, we now have comments coming from Vice President JD Vance suggesting that the new Supreme Leader of Iran, who is, of course, the son of the prior Supreme Leader of Iran, is some degree of injured. Back to you.
How does Adara like her coffee? She likes her coffee crisp.
I don't think
they have a coffee crisp in the United States. I'm not sure. I don't know. You guys
They might.
Maybe they do. Okay, I know there's different things like Smarties versus M&Ms. Like
exactly. Yeah, you have Smarties here. I still remember this story from kindergarten.
You guys got Tim Hortons.
This kid loved to eat Smarties.
Canada flag.
Yeah.
And I always asked him, and he was so convinced. He's like, they make you smarter. I still remember that, core memory. But I like kind of a different one, like a weird one. Not a lot of people are all about this one, but I like Bounty.
Oh, the coconut.
The coconut.
I'm down with the Bounty.
I really like the Bounty.
Coffee Crisp is not loved in my house. So the next Halloween, Adara's going to get so much Coffee Crisp. It's going to be crazy how much I bring into this.
Cookies and cream, Hershey's. That's also
yeah,
solid.
I'm all about that.
Oh yeah.
I don't like the too sweet ones. Like that's why I like the Coffee Crisp. It has a little bit of a kick there, the caffeine with the coffee taste, and the Bounty kind of gets cut out there with the coconut. So
yeah.
That's a
Bull
good
Shark
one
saying, I like Bounty paper towels. Yeah, the quicker picker-upper. I know those. Nice.
If trading ever doesn't work out for you, you can become some sort of a jingle man.
Yeah,
that was a good one. Right there, Bounty, the quicker picker upper. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is. So, some of these jingles just get stuck in your head.
All right, let's just do
I guess.
a little small review of trades here before we get going on more of our favorite treats. All right, so this is a pretty clean. I mean, we had sort of said when we took this, remember that we would wait for the 200 period moving average. And we did that, man. We cleaned out there. It looked like it was trying to break higher. I got a little piece out. Now I'm getting a little nervous, not nervous, but we're just getting near the end of the day. I don't have many shares left. I'm starting to get this out. Let's wait to see if it breaks. No more outs now. I have 10% left. So let people know, 10% left on this trade, getting more and more out. Let's see if we can find something else. To trade with. If there's any other ideas on here, let us know. I mean, I'm going to go over and look at the indicators here that you guys have given to us. I'll do that. We'll go to Adara. I'm going to look at some names here, look at some charts, and see if there's one on here that is setting up, okay? So let's go back to Adara, and I'm going to look at the stock visualizer and see if we can find something.
I just want to let you guys know I have more here on this NBC report. Federal judge, again, we heard earlier, federal judge reportedly quashing the subpoena that was sent to Fed Chair Powell and the Federal Reserve, citing, quote, essentially zero evidence. So basically, yeah, it looks like of course, we know back in, I believe, January, Fed Chair Powell released that video filmed on a Sunday in his purple tie and suit saying, yes, I have been subpoenaed. They're trying to, I guess, investigate me here at the White House. Looks like that subpoena has, in fact, been quashed. Zero evidence have been cited. And I can guess we're going to get questions about this for Fed Chair Powell at next week's FOMC meeting and then conference on March 18th. Highly doubt he will answer them, knowing what he's like. But either way here, interesting update. Apparently, zero evidence is deemed by the judge for this investigation of Fed Chair Powell and his team.
Okay. Yeah, I'd heard that story, and I was trying to think, like, what would I trade on that? I don't really see anything. I mean, there's really not much going on as far as that is concerned. And before I go through, I found a stock that I don't mind the setup of it. I just wanted to refresh this. This is not yet, Andre, it's not the loading here. Okay, now you can come over now. This is from March. So this is the Fed rate tool. So, you know, what's going to be happening in approximately 4 days, 22 hours anyways. Next Wednesday, it's Wednesday, isn't it? Fed, yeah, okay. 4 days, yeah, it's Friday now. No, it's Friday. 99, every day I came in this week and thought it was Friday. I told everybody that. 99 does, there's a joke. 99% right there, no cut. April, it looks like we're gonna get no cut, 95% chance, nothing in April. And then we're gonna get June. This should be the first Warsh bomb that comes through, so that's gonna be happening. And it looks like there's gonna be a 22% chance in June. That used to be nearly like, here, maybe I can look back and see what that was like there. Yeah, it was 50% a month ago that there was going to get a cut in June. There was 50% a month ago, and now it's down to 22%. So looking, the data not showing reasons to cut. Only 30% in July. Like, it's not good, man. The first cut, only 35%. Still a 55, let's look at this number. Still a 55% chance that there's nothing, no cuts until September. Like, that's far, you know. October, then we're at 50-50. So this is pretty much where we could stop this little charade of ours, because I want to talk about trades. But it's 50-50 chance that come October the 28th, we finally get a rate cut. So, you know, put that in your pipe and smoke it for now, because I'm not really seeing too much of a situation for reasons to cut unless the data changes. So I just looked at BIAF, almost the very first name that I looked at. I do see a trade in Tesla as well. But for right now, BIAF, like, this was actually a really good a really good VWAP trade break. So we watched VWAP all day. It held it all day. you know, and then you broke a shelf, and then you broke VWAP. So that's a pretty decent opportunity there. If BIAF comes back into 215, 216, I like that trade. Hopefully thank me later if we can get into that. Or you can go short right now. There's size there. You can hit the 09s, take that short, give yourself 8 cents worth of room. Bob's your uncle on that one. I'll talk about Tesla when we get back from Madeira.
Nice. Shout out there to Drake with a thank me later, Sean. I want to talk about NFLX. Nikkei reporting that Netflix has quintupled its downloads in Japan. So apparently Netflix very big in Japan here. I also have more comments coming from that NBC report with regards to the Federal Reserve and Fed Chair Powell subpoena being quashed. Reportedly, that U.S. judge said in addition to having basically zero evidence, he said that there was also a mountain of evidence to suggest the investigation was meritless essentially and purely based on, I guess, an attempt to politically pressure Fed Chair Powell to resign or cut rates. So that's the deal there. He said not only was there no evidence for the case, but there's actually evidence against the case, more or less. Back to you.
Another Drake reference. I mean, a lot of people would say, what did I miss? You know, but okay, so I was going to say for Tesla, I actually was thinking about the long there. We wicked a bunch of bottoms there. You know, the last time we sort of got into the lows there, not here, there's not really the wick bottom there, but, you know, came back in, the buyers stepped in. The only problem is it's not a huge volume profile down here. Like, I know that's not what volume profile is, not that, but I'm just talking about how volume profiles down here. It's not like a huge spike up. So it's not like someone necessarily came in and bought this up. But I think down here, 392, we're getting into there. Watch out for 391.60. I was just thinking, like, if you took a bid here at 391.80 or 90, and you only gave it 30 cents, maybe 50 cents to the break side, then if the market gets going, we've seen this happen a lot of times here. I meant to actually zoom out, not close it. If we watch Tesla into the close, like yesterday, there's big moves, and it doesn't mean that it's going to happen today or anything like that. Here's the close 2 days ago. We had a nice little bottom there at 5. This was 520, by the way, 2 days ago, and then we were at 405. We closed at 408. And then into here again. This was 2 days ago, or 3 days ago. We had 398, we're under 400. We got up to 401. Then we faded out and basically held that level into the close again right there. So, I mean, the market's not necessarily overly healthy. I mean, I'm short right now. We're $1 in on both these names, by the way. So I don't know if Tesla's, there it is. It actually just broke the low right there. That's actually a what? Okay, we didn't even have a chance to take that trade, dude.
Look at that.
The market just said, will you take a look at that? And there it goes. Let's go Palantir. So there you go, man. We don't need to take all the trades, but that's going to be a good one. There goes Palantir. Bang, man. This was a trade that we gave to all of y'all, man. And there it goes. We talked about this Palantir trade. It's a downside move, man. Traders got to trade, right? We mentioned that before. And there it is. When they set up, we take it. Yes. Do not be fearful to take trades that are setting up for you. 100%. That's the fearfulness aspect that I was trying to get at earlier. All right, so here comes the Qs. Wow, okay. We got to reward ourselves here, man. A nice downside play there as well. So no wash, no problem, because the market seems like it's a downside push here right now. I don't know if oil's doing anything, but you're long it, so we can get that review from you when we get back. What's up, Miss A?
Yeah, I mean, I have to put up another Drake reference because we keep doing this. The market's going to be in its worst behavior pretty soon, but we'll start here with USO because I do have some USO-related news. Associated Press reporting that the U.S. is sending roughly 2,500 Marines and 1 warship to the Middle East. So U.S., again, sending approximately 2,500 Marines plus a singular warship to the Middle East. So that's happening. I'm also seeing reports Trump signing 2 orders here to boost home ownership. So we'll look at Lennar, we'll look at Open Door. Nothing is moving on this. But the other thing I wanted to talk about here while I have you guys is the Fed Chair Powell situation. So as we know, judge reportedly quashing this subpoena, saying there's no evidence that Fed Chair Powell or the Fed did anything wrong. Well, now we have comments from Senator Tom Tillis. Now, in case you missed it, Tom Tillis has said that he is going to be blocking any attempt to push forward the nomination of Kevin Warsh as Fed Chair until the Trump administration drops this investigation to Powell. Well, now because of this reported, quashing of the subpoena, Tillis has further said that if the Trump administration decides they want to appeal this ruling, they'll only delay the confirmation further. So basically, at this point, if the Trump administration continues to further this investigation to Powell, or if they appeal any attempts to stop the investigation, they're not going to confirm Warsh. So basically, a Fed standstill. That's an update. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adara. Yeah, no, I think that USO was quite nice. It's all the way up here, so if you're reading this, it's too late. But it almost back up to 120s there.
We are on
fire. I did like this. I did like this push here. Again, I saw the market pulling back in. I did kind of point out, hey, look, the Nasdaq. You can say the ES as well, but I like to look at this one a little bit closer here. The Nasdaq pulling up into this consolidation area where, guess what? The past 3 or 4 times since we've been up here, there's been a little bit of resistance right underneath that 24.5. So I'm looking at a few different things, but yeah, I was looking at USO. I'm like, all right, well, if that's going to happen and we're going to trade back here, I want to take a little bit of a scalp there. A quick. I'm expecting it to go right away, right? This one I definitely was not expecting it to go right away. This one I was a little bit more aggressively sized on this one relative to what I took here. This was funny. We were talking and probably get out of it. Get out of that. Okay, so we were talking, and instead of punching out of this position here, I added onto it, and I was like, oh boy, and then right away, just took that off right there. We did pull back into sub-19s before pushing right back up into that consolidation, but like a quick scalp, nothing crazy, just another pattern for the PNL today, but nothing too crazy is going on that I'm seeing here. I guess the shorts have been quite nice. Somebody was talking about PG in the chat when we were talking about bounty, yeah, no, PG on the day today. Similar kind of a trend as the rest of the market. Strong sellers here as well. And I know I was talking to Adara about Alta earlier today and about this kind of downtrend. We were talking about it in the pre-market as well, about breaking that higher time frame level at the same time. And I was like, yeah, this could potentially have a decent fade today. Take a look at this. Would you look at that? Absolutely beautiful here. 575 VWAP holds, opening range low break, and talk about something that gives you the opportunity to actually pyramid into it as it steps down and breaks structure and then holds prior structure pretty cleanly. Look at this. Breaks the opening range low, bids back up, holds as resistance, breaks back down. So that's a little bit of a chop, a little bit of maybe some minor structure there. Sells off, breaks down, bids back up, holds that prior, sells back off. Bids back up, holds this prior, sells right back off. Chop, 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 breaks down, bids back up, holds this prior. Now we're making another leg to the downside. Absolutely beautiful price action with that stair-step fade on Alta Beauty today. It's just when I see something like price action that's so clean like that, sure, someone can look at this and be like, hey, that's so choppy, that's so messy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's literally showing you that when it steps down from structure, it can't get back above it, and then it steps another leg down. So this one probably one of the better trade ideas that I had, but I didn't execute on it at all, which is slightly unfortunate. We're seeing that Oracle, wow, this one, another one where, it came back up into VWAP, and I was like, this may be a short here, look away from it. Exactly, another one where, it comes right back in. Take a look at this breakdown. I was like, oh boy, this is done for right here when it slams through this this kind of a bid that we got middle of the day. Yeah, coming right into low a day as we speak on Oracle. So more selling on day 3 of earnings here, Sean. We made it all the way back down. This was definitely a good short on day 1, a good short on day 2, and day 3 gave you multiple opportunities to kind of show you who is still very much in charge on this name post earnings, and that is absolutely by far sellers. And of course, the market tailwind definitely helps us out on that. And ADBE, what was that? I was trading this one in the morning. I kind of, I got stopped out on this push here, got back in for a quick little scalp here. I'll pull up the chart so we can take a look at it as I'm talking about it. ADBE on the Nasdaq. So yeah, so I did kind of chop this up a little bit, did lose on it, but it is what it is. Wasn't necessarily too aggressively sized. Like I said, it didn't show me what I was really looking for. I did have multiple adds into it, but never really slammed into any of those any of those ads there. So let me just get rid of that. Okay, this chart's gonna fail. Okay, I'll pull up another chart here. But you can see these are some of the levels that I marked off in the pre-market session. I was like, okay, this I feel like is key. This one pre-market high, I feel like it's key. It's just been ranging in that zone all day long. I was actually looking for this 251 to potentially break down with some conviction, and maybe we get that coming into the end of the day, because look at how many tests it's had of that 256 level. It kind of showed us off of the earnings report that the only bounce that really happened off of the earnings reaction, it could only get up to 256s, and then all day hold cannot get distinctly above 256. It made a high of 256.70, but take a look at this selling that's now coming in with a bit of a trend break. So here we go. I can show you what I kind of did here. We'll go to the 3-minute as well. So I did get involved a little early, and again, I'm gonna review this. Sometimes getting in early leads to more bad decisions if I'm not stopping out of it right away and then re-engaging right here. But you know, I did well to re-engage, but not as aggressive. Pulls back in, I'm like, maybe now I have to start getting a little aggressive and then ultimately get as aggressive as possible below this 251, which I really like. That was that pre-market area high, maybe opening range levels as well, roughly in and around that area, and then kind of I let it get all the way back here. I could have definitely stopped out a little bit earlier, but then I was like, all right, if 256 is gonna hold, I'm just gonna get aggressive, and I take a quick dollar scalp roughly on most of it there, and then break even on the rest. But looked away from there after that, but 256 has held quite nicely, and now the selling's coming in with the market as well. We got Joe Bolton with a super chat here as of right now. So what's up, Joe Bolton?
What's up, Joe? With
a huge day down, imbalances down too mostly? Question mark. Hey man, I have no idea. Sometimes you want to look for that. But yeah, we have some of the early look. We have an early look coming in.
Yeah, I mean, we just take another piece off on Palantir there. Remember what our stop was, man. Our stop on this trade was 22 cents. It's in the money $1.25. But we only have 10% left. Now, we just covered, actually, by the way, we just covered a little bit more at this low right there. I put a bid at 45 and got it there. Or was it, I don't know, anyways, one of those numbers. Yeah, no, to answer your question there about is it a relatively selly side imbalance? And no. Right now, selly side? What does that even mean? Right now, it's GDX maybe there. We could take a look and see if there's anything going on in the gold miner space. That's what GDX is. This is not gold proper. These are the gold miners. Wow. Take a look at that, man. The gold miner is selling off pretty decently here on the daily chart as well, the GDX. This is not a bad opportunity here. I would rather hold a gold miner that most of them will pay a dividend. I'm not sure if the GDX ETF does pay a dividend or not. We could definitely take a look at that. But downside there for GDX, yeah, then no wonder why there's some sell side pressure. That might break this little shelf there. So we'll have to wait. There's a flat bottom key, but that's not really too much of a flat bottom. Oops. That's not really too much of a flat bottom. All right, UiPath, that's been a good earnings report, I believe, the other day. Doesn't look like that matters here today. Down right now off this play, UiPath. Something happened to UiPath in the middle of the day, it looks like. Wow, squid right to the downside there. And yeah, good little move there. Earnings got up to $13, now back down to 11.50 2 days later. So it's like some of these names, man, I don't know. But yeah, just looking on here, Uber. Now you might be saying, like, where are all the NASDAQ names? So teaching point here, they don't come out till 3:50. So right now it's just New York and then Amex, which is NYSE America, right? So that would be something else to look at. There's GDXJ, the junior miners. That's probably a downside as well. Let's see. Yeah, so wow, yeah, that's also a downside play there on GDX. Let me have a quick little look there to see the broader market, because I think you're right about right now really thinking that there could be a heavy close. Most of these names right here, it's pretty mixed. So if you're looking to say, like, why I think it might be a heavy close, sometimes when it's all red, you'll get buyers to come in near the end of the day, right? Just because, right? It's they've sold all day, and they're maybe even holding onto their shorts, and they have to cover into the close. I'm not really seeing that right now. I see that that's pretty mixed. So some of these names that are actually up could get whacked into the close there. I mean, Micron's up nicely. A lot of people may not want to take too much risk heading into the weekend. So look for something like that as we go. What's up, Adara?
I mentioned earlier here that President Trump signing executive order to reduce regulatory burdens that have driven up mortgage costs. With that in mind, this mortgage company here, Rocket Companies, pushing a little bit higher. Also apparently signing an executive order to combat fraudulent Made in America claims by foreign manufacturers and sellers. So basically, I guess if your product says Made in America and it is not in fact Made in America, that's going to be a problem. That sounds like the bulk of the executive order as far as I can tell. If I get more, I will let you know. Furthermore, more updates on the Fed Chair Powell investigation. Jeanine Pirro, U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, saying that because Fed Chair Powell is immune, she is not able to investigate the Fed. Now we know there's some immunity here, prosecutorial immunity for some of these figures. Looks like Fed Chair Powell is not able to be prosecuted as per U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro. Back to you.
All right.
Okay, well, that ends that little situation. I think President Trump will just be happy to just see Jerome Powell into the sunset, and would probably like him not to keep his board seat or chair seat, or not chair seat, member seat or whatever it is, there on the Fed. So yeah, that one might be a win for President Trump. So okay, oh boy, on that one, I just heard Adara say, I agree. Oh no. Not oh no, because we're going back to Adara, but looks like there's something else happening right here. And just pay attention to the Nasdaq here. I'm still short it, but we are getting near, again, another spot where, you know, as a day trader, you're getting into some support here. So we've already taken out some TQs down here again, and we'll cover that when we get back. Open Door just made a little bit of a run. I'm going to have to give you guys some context for this news story, just because I feel like it's appropriate. So basically, earlier this week, SYK, Stryker, it dropped sharply yesterday and even more sharply here on Wednesday, because on Wednesday we had reports that they were essentially the victim of a hacking attack from Iran. So Iran hacked into their system. This was confirmed as of Wednesday night. So again, this is like a day 3 move here on Stryker, but that's not the company I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about RBRK. I guess during this Fox News interview, Rubrik, which of course reported earnings last night, was asked if Stryker was their customer, and they declined to answer. So I guess the implication here could be a little bit of a rough look for RBRK if Stryker is in fact their customer. And as mentioned earlier, Stryker did get hacked by Iranian forces. So again, we'll have to keep an eye on RBRK here, but I did want to let you guys know about this headline. We did get Rubrik spiking about 25 cents lower on this, but again, looks like an executive is on an interview with Fox News and would not clarify if Stryker was or was not their customer at the time of that Iranian hack. Back to you. Yeah, okay. Some of those theories make sense, and that's why you sort of, I'm glad Adara comes with those, because, you know, reading the stories and being able to dig deep in them, good insight there. Adara, thanks for that. And, you know, take what you wish of it, but if it makes sense to you, then, you know, maybe try to act on that with a short potentially there in Stryker or even in Rubrik. I mean, you know, I think the short in many stocks are working out. Just as we went to Adara, I was talking about getting out, so I did take another piece right there out, Obi, on the futures. I'm still thinking Palantir. I still like the name, obviously. I mean, I'm a big kind of Palantir trader, but we are bouncing nicely off that. So looking to see if we break a little bit. Actually, now that I see this on Palantir, I wasn't even focusing on it. I thought Palantir was still going the other way. I'm just going to punch those 83 levels, get a little bit out right now, and let's empty it. Maybe if we take 151, again, a key level. I think that would be good. It's not, we're not doing rum here. It's not 151 proof, but 151.01. We'll stop out there and put our offer, our automatic stop. And I use those stops. Do you use automatic flat? Like, do you set your stop, or you're always watching the stock? I feel
hit that automatic bang.
You hit the automatic bang.
I'm joking, but yeah, no, you're talking about script stops.
Yeah, just like, right.
So I use a little bit of everything. Yeah. So I have edges in the market. Sometimes I do script flats because I'm just like, okay, if this gets to a certain price, just hit the market. That's all that I do. Spray the market. Okay. Sometimes I have stop frexes. It's just situationally based. Sometimes I use them to get into trades as well.
Same.
Yeah.
Wait for levels to break and boom.
Yeah, because I can't be looking everywhere. And I'm just like, boom, it gets me in. I'm just like, yeah.
Yep. All right, Adara, another story of some sort?
I mean, I will tell you here, I do have some more on Powell, and I have to read this exact quote because this is kind of wild. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro said that Powell is, quote, bathed in immunity, which is a wording I've never heard, but is what she said. She did say that no one is above the law, even though, as mentioned, he is bathed in immunity. But she did say that the decision will be appealed by the DOJ. Looks like she's actually speaking live right now, as far as I can tell. So, again, decision will be appealed by the DOJ. That decision to block the subpoenas in the probe of Fed Chair Powell and the Federal Reserve. So, if The humidity is no longer bathed. This could change things. I don't know. I'll let you know if I have anything, but looks like they are planning on appealing, which of course will then lead to Senator Tom Tillis blocking Kevin Warsh's nomination from going further. So there's a lot of implications here. I may do an infographic if I have time, probably next week, but back to you.
Bathed in immunity.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just a matter of trying to take, yeah, thanks, Adair. Great story there, and it seems like it's going to get more and more interesting as we go. But yeah, good, Salvador, man. I'm glad that Palantir short hopefully worked out for you as well.
250
Have a
Apple.
Fantastic. Apple's all the way down at 250. Okay, that might be something to look at. All right, yeah, Andre, the show is yours, my friend. There it is, Thanos. One ring to rule them all. That's Lord of the Rings, but Thanos also has that. All right, Sean, another amazing day of trading, my friend. Thank you so much. You and Obi make an amazing team. I've been saying that for a minute. I think
Adobe.
Oh, you and Adobe. Yeah, and Adara. So I think the three make an amazing team. Lots of love from the UK, feeling so blessed. I mean, thank you so much, man. And I'll just say awesome comment. Awesome. Thank you so much for the 10 British pounds there. And it, yeah, just thanks. Keep on watching, man. I mean, best is yet to come. I know that's one of those sayings, but I really do think so. I think we're all getting better as traders, we're getting better as hosts, and we're really starting to gel here. But thank you, everybody, for watching. We have over 560,000 subscribers, right? So we want to say thank you to all of those subscribers. Wow, Palantir's getting hit to the downside, as is the market, man. We're still short. We're $1.20 in each of those. Firefly, right now flying to the upside, it looks like here, and for good reason, I guess. News on Firefly has been hitting over the last couple of days. These were, we had brought these guys, they'd sponsored our show for a minute, and it's had a nice move down, but if any of you had sort of stayed patient with Firefly, you can see now it's right back up to these levels, and we zoom out all the time to have a quick look. It did have a problem at $3 for a minute, man. Like, you go all the way back here to April, and $3 was pretty much been the high. Sure, we got to 350 here, but you're pushing into those areas. So maybe tomorrow's trade today, watch out for a Monday break of this $3 area. If that happens, man, watch out. I think Firefly, I was gonna say flies, but AIFF. What would help that out would be a short float as well, of course. So I'm gonna look up a short float here on Benzinga, and it is, I only see 4% again on this one there. Again, Firefly Neurosciences, its shares are trading higher after the company announced its research results using their EEG cognitive brain scans collected its FDA cleared Evoke system there potentially. There's a big story on it. I mean, I could keep going on and on, but there it is. Story based for AIFF and starting to go higher here over the last couple of days. Not that that's a news story, just reading you the Benzinga headline here for AIFF. So, oh man, wow, we are right now doing something here. There goes Palantir, man. This trade is $1.50 in the money. Like, I wish this was much more than a 1 unit trade, Obi, but that's all that it was. And yeah, there it goes there. I don't even want to check on Intel, psych I do, because I want to sort of be happy where that's going. And actually, look, not that well, as much actually, as I'd hoped that maybe it would have gone down there. So I'm actually really glad now that we did take the Palantir. We are at also a low here on the TQQ, so that's going to be a great trade. You're on Apple 250. Yeah. That's
the way I look back, it's already below. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'll close enough that I can try to take a little bit of a dabble here. Going into, I guess, the Nasdaq pushing a little bit lower here. But again, got to remember that we only have about less than 10 minutes left until some of those imbalances come out, and things could get a little bit choppier and directional on those if anything comes out pretty big there. But I do like that 250 with confluence to here. If you, again, another one might be NVIDIA at 180. I know that 180 was a little bit interesting. I think earlier this week or last week or something
vibrations.
Like that. Yeah, exactly. Definitely some good vibes for sure here. Here we go, 250 crackdown. Let's see if a 250 can give us any sort of convincing move to the downside. You know how I like it. I like the quarters. If we can get down to 75, just print that quarter and hold below. Maybe we get a little bit lower here, but that 250 itself might be a quarter as well. But look at that, 251 coming in here on Adobe at the same time. So I've been eyeing that one as well. If this cracks, that's again, they got me. Had to be getting in here and then risking against that 256. That was the clear kind of a trade in retrospect, as that level held and continued to hold all day long. So you know, my fault, my lack of abilities. Got to get good at kind of getting in at better spots. Maybe stopping out of the initial trade gives me better mental to actually get in and stay in at the places where I think there is some decent resistance on the day here. But yeah, 250 cracking down as of right now on Apple, and the market attempting to break its lows here. ES, there goes the ES pushing through its low. Nasdaq, let's see if it follows in suit of the ES here at the same time. Oil catching a bit of a bid back in towards that 120 level, currently trading 119.86s on USO. We were talking about almost hitting $100.
I mean,
per barrel.
we also talked about how that would be maybe like a psychological turning point. I mean, obviously with news banging around, the psychology of that oil trade may not play, but I still do like it. Look, I mean, again, like, take it for what it's worth, but this is what the Nasdaq looks like right here. We've bounced off this level basically since February 5th. So you're going back about 5-6 weeks here where the Nasdaq is held. Well, over the weekend, might not be that hold story that we're all hoping for. Like, if we break underneath this 200 period moving average, like I had said, the only time we had done that is right in here. Maybe if I zoom out a little bit, we'll see. Right into here, once we had that tariff tantrum and we all sort of knew that something was gonna happen. That's actually almost a year ago today. That's March the 6th is when the last time we broke through the 200 period moving average. So March and April was not the greatest time last year, but there it goes, jumping back up to the upside there. So we're getting close to breaking it again. Obviously, the Nasdaq has matured quite nicely in 1 year, from 491 up to 591, where we're at right now. But that's a breaking spot for sure, coming on the TQs, or sorry, on the normal Nasdaq there, the triple Qs, breaking through 590. So watch out there, man. I mean, I think if we open up under 590, you know I'm gonna be looking short there on Monday. So get ready for that. It looks like they are selling it off into the close. Obviously, we're getting a little bit of a bump now as we wait for those imbalanced trades. I can get another piece out. Looks like we're breaking right there. We'll bid 36s. We get that. Looks like we're, oh, sorry, no, that was a TQ. Oh, I got it, oops. Oh, wrong stock. We got out of Palantir there. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but we're getting close enough. I don't necessarily want to be in anything anyways, Obi, as we head into the close right now with the imbalances coming up. But what I meant to do was put a bid on the TQ. So we'll do that right there as well, and we did that on the TQ. Sorry, wrong screen. So we take a little bit of a bid there, but we did stop out of our Palantir and didn't mean to. So there you go again on that trade, but we should still be short. We got stopped out. Well, we didn't stop out. We stopped ourselves out. 150.34, so we should probably still be in that one, but congratulations to everybody that has those hands of diamonds. And that's hopefully going to be a good trade moving forward for many of you. If you're still short Palantir, I'll hold on to the market, but that was, again, what a good opportunity there at VWAP. Shout out to my good friend Brian Shannon about the VWAP and all of his teachings and whatnot, but there it goes to the downside. Palantir still going. We covered it there. I only had a small piece left, so it's okay. Just looking at this might be a decent space anyways, 150. I mean, what a good level psychologically, and it looks like technically as well, 150, but into the close, this could get a little nasty if these imbalances come out, you know, hard to the sell side. Now, I don't know if they're going to or not, but right now, this is what it looks like. NYSE and ARCA right here. These are the only ones that are showing up right now. So we'll get a feel for these, and then we'll roll it in 3 minutes when those come live, right? And so it looks like there could be a sell. Or, I mean, what about the talk here that there's a buy imbalance? Right, stocks are now down 1% on the day. The ES just broke the lows. Nasdaq's breaking the lows now as well. Potentially covering happening, you know, near the close, and maybe we do get that little bid coming back into the end of the day. So, you know, just a couple different theories there, but it's been definitely a good day. One of my highest P&L days of the week. So, you know, pretty happy with that. And we want to thank Palantir for adding to that, and then the TQQs, where we were long and then short. Right, we went schlong on this one, but long first. So there it is there, and there's the short. So it was a pretty decent decent way to end the week, man. I'm pretty happy with the performance there today and on the week. Okay, here we go, man. We've been missing these Dave's dumb trades of the week or of the day. So here we go. Yeah, so this is another thing that I was just saying, Dave. I think you and I may be alike on what we're thinking here. ETHA calls, you know, into 27. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Ethereum, right? You're talking about January 27. So you're giving this trade 10 months. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, where's crypto going to be in a year from now? I'm not sure where crypto is going to be in a month from now. But yeah, if you had, what were those calls again? They were $20 calls, I think you mentioned there. Yeah, $20 calls. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's only $16 now. We were just at $20 not too long ago. That was that gap down over the weekend, and we came in on Ethereum. So yeah, I don't hate on that. I mean, I could call Tom and see if he likes it as well, but Tom Lee, of course, and Bitmine, but we're gonna need some more sort of ponying up from him to see if that wants to help out that trade.
Yep.
I don't know if crypto needs, you know, any sort of those talking heads anymore. I mean, there's so many people in crypto right now. I think that whole BMNR, what are they calling them, treasuries?
Yeah, treasuries, yeah.
Like MSTR is really the biggest, and then BMNR is there as well, where pretty much the idea is to hold as many of these coins as possible and then use sort of public funds to raise more money and dump them more into crypto. So yeah, I don't like that business model, but that doesn't mean anything. So you know, good trade there, and I think I wish you the best of luck, Dave. And I don't think that's a dumb trade at all. You know, buying something that long outdated. I'd be interested to know how much those cost there. But all right. So 30 seconds, Obi. No positions. I tried
to hit that Apple twice. I lost both times. I'm like, all right, cool. Getting too close to the close, or to the imbalances there.
I'm going to put this out at 46. 46.01 hits. We are now 20 seconds away. I'm just going to stop out if it gets down to there. We have a very, very small piece left there on the TQQs. So we'll run that to the downside if it does come out. And we are now moments away from getting this update. So in 5 seconds, we should see something going on. Okay. Here we go. We do have a couple super chats. I see MF Dane Generous. We will get to that in just a couple minutes. Ooh, the TLT, they selling off the treasury. Oh yeah, there's my guy. What up, Marvell? Love this stock. I was telling you, I really think there's not much of a better name out there right now, but I like Marvell. That's a buy. BMNR, uh-oh, Dave, don't look at this. There's a sell on BMNR there today. Not going to affect the stock. But yeah, it's not actually. We said that there might be some more bids there. It doesn't seem like it's overly biddy. But yeah, just kind of mixed bag. BAC's been getting hit, man. I mean, a lot of these banks continue to go downside there as well. I don't know. What are you in? Apple again. So I don't see Apple on here. Doesn't mean that it's not.
We're up there in the.
But yeah, good luck on that one. And we're getting close to the end of the day here. 10 minutes left, everybody. I hope everybody has plans for this weekend. If you're up for anything, you know, around here, hopefully it doesn't get too snowy. It's snowing now. All right, good on that one. Ooh, there it is. GG, Obi.
Family over from Chicago, so I'm going to be spending some time.
So they're used to the cold weather over there.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Tell them that I'm a Packers fan. And,
okay.
Yeah, if Bears, they may not like me.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he's big on basketball. He's definitely I think he's a Bulls fan. Yeah.
They had some really famous player play for the Bulls. I can't remember who it was. Okay, so here we go. Correct, Adara. Yeah, it's Michael Jordan. Hey, thank that, Adara.
Thank you very much, Adara.
Yeah. All right.
F dangerous.
Yeah, this is for you.
Thank
so
you.
Go ahead and read
it. GG's as well to you. I was sick most of the week, but watched you guys on TV. I enjoyed hearing your thoughts this week. Thank you for being here. It's been a blast, man. Always, being on the show, a lot of fun, and spending some good time with some great traders as well. So thank you guys for being here. If you guys were here all week. And there goes 250 halves as well. So, but yeah, thank you, MF Dangerous. And we got Easy Peasy as well with the super chat as of right now. 0.2%, little trading, IRA hurting, freed, dollar cash saying. What is that? You're just mainly in cash position?
Easy Peasy. So yeah, he donates 0.2% of whatever his net is on the day, and even if he doesn't, so he always gives $2 if he hasn't traded. Or actually, easy peasy there. How was your coding? I think you were working with OpenClaw, and you were talking about building some algos and things like that. I mean, I talked about doing that before, but apparently I'm not allowed to install OpenClaw over here. Yeah, anyways, our CIO is right over there, so I was letting him know about that, or CTO over there. Yeah, so all right, it's 46 and change right there, downside for BAC. And yeah, easy peasy, I hope that's all going well for you. And I thank you for your continued commitment to those donations, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I know it has security flaws. I know why we can't do it. I'm just saying. Funny. I thought it was funny for me to say that. Okay, that's that experience there today, man. Only 7 minutes left. And yes, you're going to spend some time with family. Same here.
Yes.
Going to go see the parents this weekend. I mentioned that as well. Dara, what are your plans? Any writing?
I want to do some writing, and my sister and I started a movie yesterday and then meant to finish and then kept talking. So she wants to finish the movie tonight. So we'll do that.
Is she in town or?
No, we just watch over FaceTime.
Aw.
Andre's asking which movie, Aquila and the Bee, which I've seen a million times. It's like a comfort movie. So shout out to Keke Palmer, Angela Bassett, Lawrence Fishburne, great cast. Also, while I'm here, I want to talk about NVIDIA's GTC conference.
Yeah, that's
because that's going to be next week. And I made a fun little infographic for you guys. So here's all the different levels of sponsors. Everyone you could expect to see at the event. It includes CoreWeave, Rigetti, Lucid, Cadence, Cloudflare, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Oracle, Nebius, Cisco, Supermicro. This is in no particular order, though, of course, the stocks are in a particular order. You can find this on X at TTV Research, but not yet, because it's going to go live on Sunday.
Sunday, okay. Yeah, check out the Trader TV research page run by Adair, and obviously content going all weekend, so thank you. Yeah, always. Thank you for Adair. And actually, the content's about to get even more spicy, not only obviously with all this action here that we've seen in the Middle East, but we're not too far away from earnings season again. Meta's less than a month away. You know, a lot of these names are coming right back to it. Earnings season is pretty much over this round. I mean, we got some decent, you got Adobe. I mean, there's still names to come. It's not that we're over with. But it's like nowadays with so many names out there, I feel like a lot of the newer entrants are reporting later on, like some of the SPACs that we had during COVID and all of that. And then, you know, they've been really popular like UiPath and some of these names that report a little bit later. So it seems like the earnings cycle is just almost always continuous there. So I think there's only like a 2 or 3 week break, and I think next week might be the last, and then we, you know, get ready for that next cycle to come through. So yeah, really interesting to hear that. Oracle, one of the last big names to report, and we already had that report last week. So Oracle's through it, and Broadcom's another big one that reports late. Oh, all right. So you're a young little Ute here. What do you tell me about Reddit? Like, Reddit's a stock that's been really beat up, but I think I really like the stock. I mean, are people, is Reddit not a thing anymore?
No, people definitely are still using it very much. I think the Reddit community is very much still there. But when it comes to the stock, it's just totally different, right? It's just, it's not necessarily going to be like, I find it's kind of like the same kind of sentiment where it's just like, I really liked Corsair, and I'm like, yeah, a lot of people still buy Corsair peripherals, but you've seen what the stock has done.
I have not.
Right? So whenever it comes to the stock, I'm like, I have no idea.
CRS?
CRSR.
CRSR, right.
CRSR. Like, if you look at that one on like a weekly chart, oh boy, that thing, since IPO, nothing too...
okay, that's more, that's like a gaming, obviously that's
but I'm saying the same kind of thing, where it's like, I expect it to do well because of the amount of people that kind of use, you know, Corsair products.
The unique thing, right, okay, yeah, I get it. I mean, you just kind of saved it right there by talking about use case, because I really do think that Reddit, and I wonder about that, because I wonder if some of these LLMs, like, instead of people going over to Reddit directly, and I know that LLMs are connected into Reddit, I wonder if they're missing a lot of revenue from those direct sort of hits into Reddit, you know, and I don't know how to explain that, meaning like you just go over to Reddit, and they get the revenues there because they're posting ads on their site, instead of just collecting a lot of these revenues from the large language models. Like I know that there's a certain pay that goes in every time, you know, ChatGPT, you ask it to go to Reddit and look for you. They have to pay to ping into there and to scrape some of the Reddit stuff. So just wondering if that is hit some of their revenues. So I'm going to take a look at that because I really like Reddit. I thought that it was going to be a good stock for this year, to be honest with you. As we looked, I mean, maybe not this year, I'm not talking like that, but just like a stock that I wanted to pick up at certain levels. And I wonder if we're getting near that around $100 right now for Reddit. Now it's going to have to drop 20% more to get to $100, but look at that drop. I mean, that was almost a month in a row there. Like that was 260 back mid-January all the way down to sort of, not even where we are now, but this move was Feb 9th. So it was like 3 weeks of just straight fire down to the downside. Yeah. And maybe starting to get going there. But I don't know what everybody else thinks about Reddit, but that would be something that I'm sort of interested in here, RDDT, as a potential longer term trade.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, yeah, I'm not really too familiar. I'm not an avid Reddit user either, but I do kind of go on the forums to see what people's opinions are on certain things. Like, for example, sometimes I'll be like, okay, what's what do people think is like the best burger in Toronto? And I'll get like sentiment that way. Yeah, Cabanos is absolutely solid as well. Yeah, no, I like Cabanos. That was
a great pick, man.
But yeah, no, there's a few other spots that I
Let's do that again. Adara had a Cabanos burger there.
Yeah, Cabanos is absolutely solid there.
So sorry, what were you? I'm
just saying, I just kind of go on there to figure out what people think about certain things, just to get like a second opinion there. But yeah, that's my use case. I'm not an avid user, so I can't really speak on anything too crazy.
Thanks, Dane Generous and everybody that's in there talking all nice about this week, man. I mean, like I said, I think we've really done well here. And had a good time too. And I think it's very difficult sometimes to trade through some of this turmoil, and I think we did a good job. And so thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you just hit the like and the subscribe. We don't ask for that enough. Like I almost feel like we don't even ask for it. So if you guys could do that, that would be awesome. And let us know how you feel with all that kind of stuff. Give us a follow as well. Let us know how your weeks are going and all of that. We're all over on social media anyways. So we'll go have a quick look and give us a shout out. Oh my God, 3.
It prints low a day.
All right, man.
Nice. Look at that apple, man. I'm like,
oh man, I forgot. Yeah, you were in there. I'm still in the TQ.
249 halves. Oh my God. I had to hold it for like a few seconds after the close, and it drops down $1 from that 250 halves. GG's, man. I thought that 250 was a nice cover because I'm like, you guys saw, I added in and I'm like, okay, cool, this is coming in. The last few seconds drops down, and then right after the close prints the half below the 250. GG's.
All right, man. I would, I've been having such a great time with you. It would be awesome if we could ever do
closing trades.
Deal myself and you.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Like a 3-play.
Want me to drop the contract?
Let's do it.
Thank you, Obi. It's always great. And I know that you obviously have a lot of trading that you do with yourself in the algos and all that.
Yeah,
those guys
I've been working on some of that.
Such a great community that we have here. So, all right, everybody, right now the Nasdaq's down 0.72, the ES down 0.66. Overall, not a horrible day in the markets. I always feel like it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot better. I think you can say that every day. But considering a lot of the headlines, we did have oil turn around at 99.50, so maybe watch out for that coming through. It does hold the 200-period moving average. This is going to continue to trade, so good luck if everybody's doing that. I'm sure you can catch Obi in the blue ocean there Sunday night, so that'll be that, and then we'll check on Obi. Yeah, there he is. He'll be swimming around there. Wear a life preserve, okay, because I don't know what this market's going to do, but shout out to you for trading that. And again, thanks for a great week. Thanks for everybody that's joined us. Adara, I mean, if anybody deserves a rest, I mean, all the news that's happened here today and this week, it's just been absolutely packed full.
Just happy to be here, guys, honestly. Okay. And I love the headlines, and I love the drama. So keep coming, news.
We're loving life over here. Thank you to everybody for being part of our community. Just make sure you join us on Monday.
Yeah.
That's all, right? Have a great weekend. Be safe. Thanks, Brendo. Everybody that works on the show, man. Thanks, Andre, Fabian, everybody in IT that helps us out all the time. Adara, big shout out to you as well. Thank you so much to Joe and Sharif who are out of here. We want to say thank you for their midday show. That's always killer, and all the segments that they provide to us as well. We want to wish Neil a safe return.
Yes.
Obviously, he's going to be coming back there from sunny Florida. My cousin was also, that's who I was sort of messaging there throughout the day. He was also in Florida at some games today, and
nice.
he told me he wants to move there.
Oh, yeah.
Because he came back here and saw all the snow. He just got back today. So I just asked him, I said, you know, welcome back, blah, blah, blah. How was the trip? And he's like, I'm moving there. And you know what he said? He wants to buy a house. So guess what I said?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Okay.
Let's get a vacation spot, man.
Yeah.
Let's get a vacation spot. We all go down there, we figure it out, and we trade from nice, sunny somewhere in Florida. We run the show from there. We get some VPNs going. All that kind of stuff. I don't know if we're allowed to do that. But all right, man. Florida's #1 U.S. retirement state. And I'm getting close to that age. So we're getting ready to retire very, very soon. No, we're not. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a great time. I know we did. And we'll see you on Monday. Ciao for now. Thanks, Russell.